me see if I got this. Wait. I only got a little bit of time left, ladies and gentlemen. I only got a little bit of time, and once again, I find myself going into a nasty lie. Welcome to the closet of truth. No lies will be tolerated here. All right, I went into a very, very nasty, very, very disturbing live a few moments ago, right? Welcome. Hello, Southern Delight. Hello, Jax. Yeah. No, please keep your remarks about Hunter Biden to yourself if they're not positive. Welcome to the closet of truth, where all forms of lies and misinformation will not be tolerated. Good afternoon, yes. Many of you know I was just in a live that got shut down not once, but twice. Due to, I would call it, MAGA behavior. Well, listen, there's nothing wrong with being in the closet if you ask me. You know, you should try it sometime, all right? Maybe that'll help you get the hate out of your heart, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a round of applause. You would think a president being court-ordered to stop censoring the American people would be... No, because we know what that's about. Biden, the Republican Party is trying everything they can to stop Biden and his accomplishments. Speaking of Biden's accomplishments, many of you know I have the list of all of President Biden's accomplishments right here. And I would like to encourage all of my fellow Magadonians to go and read about the Biden-Harris record. It's on his website. He's done a great job getting this country back on track and standing up to Vladimir Putin, all right? Now, I go into this live, and you have this fake TikTok host with his... I call it like it is. It was a bunch of hyenas, right? You ever seen the movie Lion King? And you know that scene, you know, Whoopi Goldberg, she plays one of the hyenas. And they were going, Mufasa. And then they would start laughing, ha ha ha, Mufasa ha. You know, the name Mufasa scares these hyenas, right? Well, I go in there, they see the name Zeus. And everybody in the live goes, oh, these are a bunch of hyenas. Oh my gosh, get them out of here. It's Zeus again, right? And I just chuckled. And once again, we're back on Hunter Biden. They started talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. And I said, I thought I covered this a couple of days ago, or maybe it was what? Yeah, it was a couple of days ago. And I said, the Trump supporters need to know this. And this is something I'm going to have to make sure I say over again. Hunter Biden has a Republican lawyer that is helping him defend himself against all of these lies and misinformation. Thank you. I love you too. And his Republican lawyer has gone on record and said this. He says this. Hunter Biden conspiracy theories are being pushed by the same people pushing the January 6th conspiracies. You hear that, Trump supporters? So when you go into these lives and you hear these people out here trying to ask you, where's Hunter Biden's laptop? Right? It is Shane. It's not real. Oh, you want to know what the Republican lawyer is? His name is Denver Riggleman from Virginia. He's on Hunter Biden's legal team. And he says, you know what? I hate bullies. So this is why I'm going to do this. Because if there is dirt on Hunter Biden, I will be the first one to tell my Republican colleagues that there is dirt. But he starts digging into all of this stuff. And he gets to the point where he goes, wait a minute. Where'd you get that information? Someone whispers in his ear, Rudy Giuliani. He goes, where'd you get this information? Peter Navarro. Where you get this information? Steve Bannon. He said, wait a second. If those are the people telling you about Hunter Biden and his laptop, And those are the same people that are responsible for what happened on January 6th, then I can't go any further with this. All right? So Trump supporters, stop it. Stop it, Trump. No, Jared Kushner, the building he had in New York was 666. Hunter Biden has nothing to do with 666. They asked about the stuff that was found at the White House over the 4th of July weekend. They said, whose party pack? I'm going to call it a party pack because you got to keep it clean out here on TikTok. Rick, you got blocked from Snuggles? Well, you know what, Rick? Think about it like this. Whatever MAGA insults us, we need to consider it a great badge of courage, right? You know what? You know what's so funny? This live that I did this morning, you knew it was a blistering live, right? You knew, all of you who were there this morning, it was blistering. They were furious. I got so many DMs. Hello, Lindsay. Nice to see you. I got so many DMs from MAGA. And you know what they said? They said, Zeus, thank you for that hat. Your moderators are beating us up all the time, Zeus. Please tell your moderators to stop. No, I will not tell them to stop because you need to learn how to control the MAGA demon. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but when they see me and my friends, that MAGA demon, it's like the movie Exorcist. The head starts spinning around. They start blurting out the first thing that comes to their mind. They can't contain themselves. And they said, Zeus, we're going to block you. I said, fine, block me. Do not come to my lives ever, Trump supporters. And I play this.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You hear that, Trump supporters? If you're not happy in this live, you can leave. Otherwise, if you remain here in this live illegally, you will be considered an illegal. I don't know what else to call you. I'll just call you illegal. You're illegally in this live. I don't get why they get mad when we call them. We tell them they're in a cult. And they go, Zeus, will you please, in addition to telling your moderators to stop blocking us and censoring us, can you please tell them to stop telling us we're in a cult? I don't tell you they're in a cult. My friends do. And I'm like, you know what? Why do you say they're in a cult? And they say, well, because they believe everything Donald Trump says. They take it in hook, line, and sinker. And and there's nothing Trump could do wrong. It's like they've drinking the Kool-Aid, Zeus. So I said, okay, well, I guess when you put it that way, they are in a cult. And listen, Trump supporters, if you are in a cult, it's like anybody that's drinking, somebody that's an alcoholic. You're like, are you an alcoholic? No, I'm not an alcoholic. Well, why do you always have bottles of alcohol around you? You're never going to admit you're in a cult. I get that. But you won't be able to say you weren't told, right? Trump is a criminal. He is a criminal. His only defense right now is to delay the inevitable. But I have news for you, Trump supporters. Donald J. Trump is definitely going to go down in American history as deranged and a thug. The only deranged thug to ever set foot in the White House right after President Obama. It's almost as if we went from a dream to a nightmare right after Obama left that White House, right? Right? Obama rocked us all to sleep, made us think America had overcame, right? You know, we shall overcome. You know, Martin Luther King had that, right? And we got a little too comfortable in these lovely United States to the point where Donald J. Trump was able to take the reins of the MAGA cult, right? He took the reins of the MAGA cult and invaded the Republican Party. He took over the Republican Party, or at least he tried to. And next thing you know, yeah, he's a deranged grifter. Yeah. No, it's not Biden is not a clown show. Somebody in the other live, they said, Zeus, Biden fell down. He's fallen 5 times. I said, listen, the Bible says a righteous man falls down 7 times and gets up 8, right? There's nothing wrong with falling down as long as you get back up, right? The thing is, Donald J. Trump is a 2-time impeached, twice indicted, cheating on his wife. What else has Donald J. Trump done? SA assaulting. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that E. Jean Carroll thing. And I know good and well if the Trump supporters were to, if President Biden were to have done a fraction of what Trump did, you all would be screaming like there's no tomorrow, right? Am I lying, folks? You got mad at Obama for wearing a tan suit? Shame! They go, we don't want you to tell us we're in a cult, Zeus, but you're in a cult. Why would you want us to lie to you about that? Think about that. What's more likely to be true, Trump supporters? And I want you to use both sides of your brain and use the cerebral cortex area. I heard that does some wonders. Ask yourself, Mr. Jones, welcome, brother. MAGA. They can't use their brains. Well, maybe some of you can help them. What do you think is more likely to be true? That Donald Trump cheated on his wife, right? We'll just start there. Or that these women are all making it up. Which one do you think it is, Trump supporters? Be honest, right? Do you think it's likely he did it? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm not saying he did, but just think. What are the odds that over 26 plus women have accused the former president of SA? You think they made it up still? You see, this is why I say the work that I do here is never done. This is why they get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, be mad at yourself. Okay, let me ask you another question, geniuses. They're geniuses, right? What do you think the odds are that the entire DOJ, greetings tea drinker, the entire DOJ, right, is corrupt? Okay, and think about the extent to which the DOJ goes, right? CIA, FBI, DOJ headquarters, all of these people are somehow meeting with Hunter Biden, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden to plot on the largest scheme on the planet, which is to simply stop Donald Trump from getting another chance in the White House. Or do you think that Donald J. Trump just might be a criminal? Come on, folks. Use your brains. Again, I want to say it for the umpteenth time. MAGA, the same people that are telling you the election was stolen are the same people telling you that Hunter Biden has been doing something shady. Steve Bannon, Rudy Giuliani, Peter Navarro, and others. You've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. Retreat. And it's just shocking to me that I go into these lives with these fake TikTok hosts and they tell me that I'm lying. Does anyone out there think I'm lying? Does anyone out there think I'm lying and making this up? I'm just curious. Weirdos Incorporated. I've been bamboozled. Well, with a name like Weirdos, I don't know if I can trust you. I just don't know. Okay, I get it. And by the way, Weirdos Incorporated, go back and get your main account and then come back in here and talk to me, okay? Don't come in here with one of your little hidden accounts. You know what they say? Zeus, I hate you. And that's why I unfollowed you. And that's why I blocked you. This is what they tell me, right? I hate you, Zeus. I hate you. And I'm going to block you. Then I'm like, okay, fine. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then I go into another live. And the first thing they do, let me up to the host. Let me up. I got something to say. I was in Zeus's live all morning. And I'm going, wait a second. How did you get in my live if you blocked me? I was in there with one of my other accounts, Zeus, and I want you to know everything you've said is 100% wrong. Oh, you know what it is, Zeus? You're too scared. MAGA, please do me a huge favor and just stop. Just stop. I'm asking MAGA nicely today. I'm asking you, can you stop it for 1 second? Come back to reality. All right? It's a shame. You know what? You know what, Trump supporters? I think I know what you should do. Every single live on TikTok that you go into that you label is liberal, but you hit that request to get in the box, send the host a lion, right? Send the host a lion. Because where I'm from, it costs a lot of money to get an education. It does. And we shouldn't have to bear the burden of educating you anymore. Hello, Fanny. Nice to see you. Poor guy. Listen, poor guy. What did he say? Hold on. Poor guy. Completely brainwashed. Lori Sexton 652. Who's brainwashed? I'm all ears. Please tell Zeus who's brainwashed. Is there something I'm missing? Because I'm not quite sure what I'm brainwashed about. It wasn't me. It wasn't me out there on January 6th talking about we're taking back our country and listening to deranged Donald Trump. I've never done such a thing. Oh, I don't want free gifts. You got that wrong. I don't want free gifts. I want you to stop sending Trump your money, and you can send it to all of us liberal hosts that keep waking your game up Monday through Friday, right? All right. It's time to open up these boxes. It's time. I mean, I don't got much time to be in the closet of truth and talk to all of you. But I wanted to make sure I put that out there to the MAGA folks who don't want to say that they're in a cult, but they're in a cult. Chris, you love satire? Well, I hope you love this show. And by the way, all of you, thank you for the follow. It means a lot. Thank you for the gifts. And to my subscribers, please, we have a lot of Trump supporters here. Hand them those knee pads, all right? I don't need Trump. I don't need Trump's content. No, what I need to do is continue saving the United States of America from the MAGA, right? MAGA is currently under a strange delusion. Thank you for handing out those knee pads. Yes. They still think Hunter Biden is a government official. Does anyone think Hunter Biden is a government official? MAGA. Do you think he works for the government still? I'm just asking for a friend. All right. Okay, good. Oh, good. Okay, good. Good. The knee pads are out. All right. That's Don Jr. Yeah. What Don Jr. did, they said, Zeus, tell us whose party pack that was in the White House, right? And I said, you know who it was. I have a strong inkling it belonged to Don Jr. Don Jr.'s never used party pack materials. And I have news for you, Trump supporters. Don Jr. has, and so has his dad. If you watch Trump during an interview, you ever hear him, he does this a lot, especially when he gets a little flustered. Where do you think he learned how to do that from? I'm just saying. We know President Biden ain't on that stuff that monkey does. He's too busy winning, right? Now, a lot of you are saying, Zeus, well, why do you say Biden is winning? Simple. Who do you think passed that $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package? You know, President Biden. Who do you think helped get those vaccines in the country, right? Remember Trump shut America down because he mishandled the pandemic? A lot of the MAGA forgot this. They're so busy out there painting their pickup trucks with MAGA. They're so busy out here buying MAGA gear, all right, that they're not paying attention to how we got here. They're out here complaining. They're still complaining about gas prices and eggs, right? Well, listen, if you can't afford no gas in your MAGA pickup truck, take my advice, then you don't deserve to be driving. Maybe instead of painting your truck with all those crazy, ridiculous pictures, they put a picture of President Biden on the back of the truck. I saw this. One of my friends sent it to me. They got a face of President Biden. All right, let me see if I can pull this up and read to you what this picture shows. It's a picture of President Biden on the tailgate of a pickup truck, and it reads, "Does this ASS make my truck look big?" What? And then they got it looks like some male genitalia hanging from the tailgate. And I'm sitting here going, wait a second. Hold up. You don't have any money, but you're decorating your pickup trucks like this? MAGA. This is why I say you are a hypocrite. So y'all still on that Trump 2024 stuff, right? Right? All right. Somebody asked me, they said, Zeus, will you please stop talking about Trump? I got a deal. I'm going to ask the Trump supporters, and then I'm going to open up the box, okay? I got a deal, and I've asked this, I try to ask it at least once a month. MAGA, here's the deal. I will stop talking about MAGA and Donald Trump if you agree to two things, right? Are you ready? MAGA, are you ready? Are you ready? You have to agree that Donald J. Trump was responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, and you have to agree that Biden won the 2020 election fair and square. MAGA, do we have a deal? Do we have a deal? Do we have a deal? No, I don't see not one yes. Wow. Well, under those conditions, I'm still going to say this. Thank you for the follow, and the feeling is mutual. You are more than welcome to continue to listen to what I got to say. I'm gonna rank the MAGA though in two tiers. I'm gonna call there's two types of MAGA out here. One type, they're the ones that use their accounts proudly on TikTok. They own the fact that they are in a cult, and they own the fact that they are hypocrites and fake Christians. That's the first type of MAGA. And that's the actual MAGA I tend to be a little more partial to. But then we got the scared MAGA. What they do is they hide in the shadows of TikTok, right? They're probably shadow watching this live, or they're in here with their fourth or fifth backup account, and they're saying ridiculous things to me like, Zeus, you need to go watch the movie Sound of Freedom, okay? Because, I'm out here trying to protect the kids. Hypocrite! They don't like me because I'm telling the truth. Well, guess what? I'd rather tell the truth than be real lie. All right? Now, welcome to the Closet of Truth, Brooklyn. How are you?
How you doing, sweetie? I love you.
Brooklyn, how are you?
I'm good. I love you.
Well, I love you too, but is this our first time doing business?
Yes, it is, but I
Okay.
listen to you all the time.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to ask the tough questions.
Yes.
All right. And I'm assuming you will be honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. In your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
No.
Good job. Next question. In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
The GOP and Donald Trump.
No lies detected, and I thank you so much, Brooklyn, for not hemming and hawing about this. Last question, it's going to come at you like a curveball. In your opinion, is President Biden or his son Hunter Biden guilty of any crimes?
Nah,
Well, you
no.
know, I gotta scratch that. President Biden.
I have to take that back because he did plead guilty
Right,
to
okay.
having a gun
President
and all
Biden.
that.
Let's do President Biden.
No.
All right, President Biden. But
No.
you know what? I appreciate it, Brooklyn. At least you had the bravery to at least acknowledge that, you know what, we do have a little dirt on Hunter Biden, and we're not afraid to admit it because, see, that's what it means to be honest, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Can I have a question for your MAGA people?
Ask away. Ask these MAGA folks whatever you want, okay? Because they're here.
Okay, I have a question for the MAGA folks. Now that it's been proven that the witness for all this Biden stuff was
Mm-hmm.
a Chinese spy,
Right.
what's your feelings on that?
My
Everything, all the lies and everything that he was saying about them, do you still believe it? And since y'all was saying that Clinton's and Biden's are so involved with the Chinese spy game, how come the spy was down with the GOP?
right. Right. Brooklyn, I haven't seen not one single MAGA give you an answer.
Me neither.
MAGA,
Hmm.
did you hear the question? What do you have to say about let me see what his name is. Let me make sure maybe they don't know the name. Let me get the name pulled up for you. Uh let me see. Oh, okay. James Comer's a witness, the whistleblower. His name is let me see. Oh, Gall Luft, 57 years old. And what they're saying, MAGA, is that this guy, the person that's supposed to have the dirt on the Bidens, he has been found to be involved with violating the Iranian sanctions. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiring with others in an effort to act within the United States, all right, to advance the interests of the People's Republic of China.
And in case those is too big of words for you, he's a Chinese spy.
Okay, MAGA. Okay, MAGA, answer the question. We have a Chinese spy, okay, and this spy is in the Republican Party. What do you got to say? It's not Biden. It's in the Republican Party. What do you got to say? I'm waiting too. Riri, I'm waiting too. MAGA.
Let's see. I'm going to stay in the chat and see if somebody will come up and give the answer because I doubt it.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, Brooklyn, I appreciate you asking the tough questions. I
Of
appreciate
course.
anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brooklyn a round of applause.
Thank you.
MAGA, you ought to be ashamed of your. Oh, we got to answer witch hunt, right? Right. Biden is the Chinese. Oh, I sure. Okay. So we don't have anybody that can explain this Chinese spy that's hanging out with James Comer and advancing the interests of the People's Republic of China. MAGA, if this was The Apprentice and I was Donald Trump, you know what I would say? You're fired. MAGA, you're fired. Okay? You got to cut it out. We're on to all of the lies and conspiracies. Be brave. Come in the box and ask and tell us exactly how you feel about this Chinese spy that's been hanging out with James Comer. And if you get off topic, you start talking about Hunter Biden, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna have to drop you from the box because guess what? I don't want to talk about Hunter Biden. There's no Chinese connection with Hunter Biden. We got Chinese connection though with James Comer, all right? and it's on the DOJ's website. If you don't believe me, you can go read it yourself. All right. We got another guest. Phil. Am I out of my mind? Some say I'm off the rails. Good question. I might be. Some say I'm off the rails. Usually it's my conservative friends, though, that say that. Phil, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. This is our first time doing business, right?
Yes.
All right. You know how this goes, right?
Yes.
All right. I have a question. And I need you to be as honest as you can possibly be. All right. First question. In your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
The truth will eventually come out.
Is that a yes or a no, Phil?
That's question one. Go ahead.
No. Is that a yes or a no, Phil? I'm just trying to make sure I understand you.
I'm neutral on that question.
Okay, you're neutral. All right, next question. In your opinion, who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
A bunch of Looney Tunes that don't believe in protecting our republic.
Would you say Donald Trump was one of those Looney Tunes?
No. Because it wasn't proven in court.
Okay, well, I disagree with that. But next question, and last but not least, and I need you to be honest. In your opinion, is President Biden guilty of any crime?
Yes, derelict of duty for not protecting our American border.
Phil, are you a glutton for punishment?
I have no choice now, don't I, under the Biden administration?
No, Bill. How long have you been a Republican?
I was a Republican up to the age of 35. Then I got smart. I mean, I was a Democrat until 35, by years of age.
So you got smart, and when did you switch over and start voting Republican?
At the age of 35.
Okay, all right. And why? Because I'm starting to think you didn't make the right choice.
Because through the educational system, I found out and realized that Democrats were considered Dixiecrats and were racist.
And we're what?
Racist.
Racist. And you're not racist, right?
No, sir. I'm an American, and I
do you think Donald Trump? Do you think President Biden is racist?
Yeah, when he tells a black man he's not black enough to be a Democrat.
I figured you did. So what do you have to say about Donald Trump being a racist? What do you think about that?
I don't care if he's a racist or not, to be honest with you, as long as he does what's right for the American people. We only have a choice between two. And
where are you from, Phil? Where are you? What part of the U.S. are you in? I'm just curious, because you don't care if Trump is racist, but you care if Biden is racist. Where do they make people like you at? I'm curious.
Where do they make them?
Where do they make people like you?
Let's put it this way. I'm a son of an American veteran who fought for this country.
Wait a second. Now, Phil, we keep it clean. Can you control that MAGA demon? All right? We got to keep it clean. All right? Because there's kids listening to this, right? And you want to set a good example for them, right?
Of course.
So am I right to say that it's, from your opinion, it's okay for Donald Trump to be a racist, but it's not okay for President Biden to be a racist? Is that correct?
We only got a choice of two people for the presidency, and I vote for the one who's the less of the two evils.
Well, speaking of evil, you landed right on the next question I wanted to ask you. Do you believe, are you a Christian?
Yes, an American Christian.
What's the
I
difference
believe in the
between an American Christian and, let's say, a Latin Christian or a black Christian? Is there a difference?
No, because
Oh,
our Constitution lets us all believe in some kind of higher being.
okay. So you are a MAGA Christian, correct?
Yes,
All right. And so let me ask you this question. All right. Now, what did the Bible say? God. What are the 6 things the Bible says God hates? If you remember them.
I look at the Ten Commandments instead.
Well, which commandment do you think is the one that God said you should follow the most?
All 10.
Well, no, there's one that he said you're supposed to treat
They're
others as
equal,
you
just
want to
like
be
a
treated.
father. They're all equal, just like a father is with all his children.
They're all equal. Is that what you said?
Yes,
All right, all right. So I'm going to say this to you. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, and I'm going to read them to you, and 7 are an abomination. A proud look. What do you think about that? Does Donald Trump have a proud look? Phil!
that's just an impression.
No, this is Bible I'm quoting. God hates a proud look. What do you think about Donald Trump and his proud look? Do you think God likes that? Phil!
That's not what God's asking. If you
Oh, okay,
look on the back of our great seal of the United States, the words are written, anoint culprits, which is Latin for God has favored our undertakings as a nation.
no, Phil, that I'm gonna
And
have to
that
stop
is
you right
supposed
there.
to
Phil,
mean that for
Phil, next thing. You're not being honest
public
with me, and I get it.
and
Next thing, it
unite
says God hates a
in
lying tongue. What do you think about that, Phil? A lying tongue.
no.
God doesn't hate it, or you think he loves liars? Which one is it?
God himself came here to tell us the truth. And he got crucified because a lot of the people couldn't handle the truth.
Oh,
Can you
well,
handle the
that's
truth?
a strange thing you
I'm
said
asking you.
that.
Can
It's
you handle the truth?
so what if I were to tell you, Donald Trump lied
And
over
all it says,
30,000
no
times during
one's
his
going to find
administration?
out the truth from anybody. The
Huh?
only truth is God's words.
Are you on that MAGA Wi-Fi, Phil? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
No.
All right. Now, Phil, I'm talking about a lying tongue. God hates a lying tongue. What do you think about that?
God's no liar.
What Trump
And
is?
every human lies.
But
It's
that
part
I'm
of
not
our
talking
nature.
about every human. I am talking about you telling
But
me you are
God
a
forgives.
Christian, but you are supporting someone that does a lot of things God hates. Doesn't that make you a bit of a hypocrite?
No.
What do you think it makes you?
I have to vote for the worst of the two
No,
evils.
God never told you
I
that.
am a patriot.
What
I
about
am
this
a
one?
patriot.
What about this
And
one?
I will go to
Phil,
my
Phil,
death
Phil,
to
what
fight
about
to
this one?
preserve the
Hands that
republic
shed innocent
and
blood. What do you
the
think about that?
Constitution.
Huh? Phil, what about hands that shed innocent blood? What do you think about Trump lying to the American people about COVID and causing a
What
lot of
line?
people to
What
lose their
line? There's a
life?
mystery to everybody.
You think Trump is really the lesser of the evil if you have a president that lies to you about how dangerous a virus is and it costs millions of people to live? Is Trump really the lesser?
He wasn't out for the money by making people wear masks and putting people out of work
Phil,
and closing down businesses in this country.
Phil,
He
Trump
wasn't
shut
out for
down the
money.
country during the pandemic, right? It was Trump that did that.
It wasn't Trump that did it.
Oh,
It was a foreign invasion.
oh. Who invaded us?
The Chinese, who else?
How did they invade us?
With biological warfare.
Well, that goes against what Trump told us. Trump said him and President Xi worked that out and that it was going to be gone by summer. So there was no invasion according to Trump. Phil, I got to bring up next guest, because guess what, Phil? I realize that you're in a little too deep right now. I can't get you to agree to anything we're talking about. And I'm a little concerned.
Your concern should be protecting our republic and our constitution and stop dividing the people.
Right, but I need you to do the same thing. See,
I am doing it.
No, you're not. Did you
I'm
not
not a propagandist.
Phil, you're not doing it because you're lying. You're
I'm
no
not
better
a
than Donald
propagandist.
Trump.
We have choices, and what
But no,
choices?
no.
For the presidency,
If
and
you
you
tell
have to pick the
Phil,
worst of the two evils.
Phil, I'm being straight up with you. If you tell me you're a Christian and you believe in what God said, then you got to follow the things of God, right?
Well,
If you
God,
are, whatever your
it's God's
profession is,
way.
Phil,
If
whatever
He
your
wants us to
profession
go a
is, you
certain
have to
way,
stick true to that. Be
because
true
He
to your
wants us
profession,
to
right?
learn. He wants us to learn, and if it's the hard way, we learn the hard way.
Well, consider what you're getting from me the hard way, all right, buddy? I'm giving you some hard learning. Fair enough? I need you to
No,
cut
because
it out,
I'm
Phil. In other
more
words,
wiser than that.
I need you to stop looking for an excuse to not do the right thing and simply do the right thing, Phil. Make sense? If you're really a Christian. If you're not a Christian, just say, Zeus, I worship the devil and I love him. You don't got to take me around the block.
I don't worship the devil. I'm just stuck on earth between heaven and
No,
hell.
no, Phil. I
Because that's
asked
what this
you,
is. It's a
Phil,
training.
Phil, you might be
Earth is a
worshiping the
training
devil.
ground.
Do you
We're in
support Donald
between
Trump?
heaven and hell.
Phil, do you support Donald
It's
Trump?
your choice where you're going. I know where I'm going.
No, you don't. Phil, who told you where you're going?
My Lord Jesus Christ.
Phil, cut it out. I'm done with you. now, what? Why are you going to
You
lie
gave me
on the
choice
good
to
Lord
decide
like
on
that,
which
Phil?
way I want to go. And I know which way I want to go. I want
No,
to
you
go with
don't.
him.
Okay, Phil. Let me ask you again before we conclude this. I want to make sure you get the opportunity to set this straight before you leave. I said there are 6 things that God hates, and 7 is an abomination. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16.
The
Go and read
abomination
it if you think I'm making
is
it up. The
no
first thing
deeply
is
seen, black lives
a
matter,
proud look. The
right?
next one is
Anything
a
that
lying
divides
tongue.
people
Hands
of
that
our
shed
country,
innocent
it
blood.
needs to follow the words of God. Anoint cultists. God has favored our undertaking to be leaders.
Phil, listen to me very closely. That is nowhere in the Bible, and you know it. Stop.
No, but those words were written
Stop making it up as
by
you
the
go.
guidance
We're
of
all
God.
sitting here, Phil.
They
We're
were
all
written by
sitting
the
here
guidance
watching
of
you
God.
make up Bible as you go. Cut it
Because
out.
everything that happens, God controls.
Phil, I
Face
gotta
the
go,
truth.
all right? But listen, you're more
Face
than welcome to
the
come
way you
back and
gotta
talk
go.
to me,
You're
all
running
right?
now.
I
You're
gotta
running
go,
now.
Phil, but you're more than welcome to talk to Zeus, all right? I want you to just listen to what I'm saying, all right? I'm
I'll
gonna
pray.
talk to someone
I'll
else,
pray for you.
and I don't want you to think I'm picking on you. I'm being 100% honest. I'm in the closet of truth, all right? I gotta go. I want you to come back and talk to me in a week, all right? I'm
I'm
hoping at
coming
least some of the
open,
things
and
that
I
I've
will
shared
pray
with
for
you are
you and
sinking in.
everybody on earth.
What?
I pray for you and everybody on earth that you take God's guidance.
All right. All right. And I'm going to ask that you read your Bible and come back and talk to me. All right. You're a Christian, right?
What Bible would you like me to read?
The one you got. This isn't rocket science, Phil.
You think
Read the Bible that you got that you brag and talk about that makes you a Christian.
those Bibles have been changed since the beginning of time.
So you don't
The
trust the
only
Bible now,
Bible,
Phil?
the only Bible that told the truth is the Old Testament, who spoke of the coming of the Christ child.
Phil, the book of Proverbs that I just read is the
And the
Old
second
Testament, and
book
you don't
was
trust it. Phil, are you on
Moses
medication?
with the stone that was written by God's hand.
Phil, are you on medication or anything like that?
What, you're trying to say I'm mentally disturbed?
No, I just don't want to be talking to you while you're blasting off on TikTok.
I'm not blasting off. I'm answering your questions.
No, you're not. You're not answering my questions.
You don't want to handle the truth.
How you gonna say that to me, Phil? And I'm sitting here giving you the truth. I asked you the 6 things. 7 is an abomination that God doesn't like, and you told me the Bible I'm reading pretty much ain't the right Bible, right? So I asked you, well,
All I
read
know
your
is
Bible. You said, well, which one is
the
that?
truth is
I
the
don't know. You
truth.
tell me, Phil.
The truth is the Trinity.
Phil,
You read the Bible and find out what the Trinity is.
are you talking about what? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost?
There you go. One
Okay,
God.
so since I
One
can answer
God,
that, can you at
creator of
least
all.
answer me one more question? What do you have to say about Donald Trump being a liar?
Well, it's
And
not me
don't
to
give
be
me I'm
judge.
taking the lesser of two evil. I don't want to hear it.
It's not me to be his judge. God
Oh,
is.
Phil, I gotta go. I gotta go, Phil. Listen, Phil, it was nice talking to you. It was nice talking to you, buddy. But I don't think you can pay me enough, Phil, to actually get me to give you the level of help you need. Okay, if you want me to help you anymore, Phil, we're gonna have to talk offline. Okay, I do have an hourly rate. Okay, I can offer you a little bit of my consultation services, but you got to cut it out, Phil. Phil, there are 6 things that God says He hates. Read the book of Proverbs. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you. First things first, a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift to running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord amongst brethren. Phil, I have an honest question I want to ask you. How do you feel knowing Donald Trump does all 7 of those things that God hates? How can you call yourself a Christian after you know he does these things? You cannot serve God and Donald Trump, Phil. All right, so come back in a week. Today is what? Tuesday. I expect to see you Tuesday, the what is it, the 18th, Phil? And let's have another check-in about this. All right? Jesus Christ. Uh-oh. Takesha, good afternoon.
Zeus, Zeus,
Yes.
your last guest lives off a Hypocrite Highway in Looney Lane. That's his address.
What a
Because
shame.
how you gonna say that Biden is guilty, but then turn around and say Trump ain't until he proven innocent and go to court? Who does this?
You know what, hypocrites? I've got to be honest. Hypocrites do this.
We have no docket number for Biden, but we have plenty for Trump. But you want to say that Biden is guilty without any proof.
Without no proof.
Just like they keep going to get these folks that get these whistles out the Cracker Jack and call them whistleblowers.
Right.
And then they turn out to be criminals.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have nothing. Nothing about the Chinese spy working for the GOP.
This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. They keep coming up with stuff.
Right.
And they keep looking like idiots. And their followers, look, you know what they're going to say, right?
What are they going to say?
They're going to say the DOJ is compromised. They went after that man for nothing. But that man been wanted since February.
Wow. Tell them, Keisha.
So guess what?
What?
This ain't got nothing to do with no weaponization.
Nope.
The man is guilty, and the man got out on bond, and the man fled.
Thanks!
Wait a minute. And James Comey was the one that led the DOJ straight to it.
Exactly.
They keep
Exactly.
trying to say you're a witness and they done turned the man in and don't even know they done turned him in. They helped him find him, Zeus. They helped him.
No lies detected.
I've been tickled all day. I said, Lord, they done turned the man in and don't even know it.
Right. Right.
Oh,
Tell him.
this has got to be the dumbest set of people. You know who I'm embarrassed at?
Who?
Everybody that's in office in the state of Alabama.
Wow.
You know, Tommy Tuberville
Tell him, Takesha.
is an embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
Not only to the state of Alabama, but to his family.
Mm-hmm.
It's you know, dude, you just want to lie when folks say where you're from.
Because if you admit where you're from, you know you got to explain a lot, right?
I'm about to tell folks I'm from Albuquerque somewhere because this is getting ridiculous, Zeus.
It is.
I'm embarrassed at the state, at the people that we put in office. It's just truly embarrassing, Zeus.
It really is. It really is. And they think that they're actually voting in their best interest when they do this, right?
No, they don't, Zeus. They don't think they're voting in their best interest. They think they're voting red and it don't matter about their best interest.
Oh.
Alabama doesn't care who they put in office as long as it got an R behind their name.
Oh. Wow.
Believe me, I know. Because I'm so sick of Meemaw. She about 193. She told me she a high stepper and she about can't even step on the curb to go across the other side of the road. So now they just vote for R. And as you can see, as long as we've been R, we ain't moved nowhere. We're last in education. We last in childhood poverty. We are ridiculous in the state of Alabama. I am ashamed.
What a shame.
That R ain't did a doggone thing but built a water park. Took money from education to build a water park she called Whitewater. And it got about 3 little waters down there.
What?
It looked like white waters on welfare. It looks a mess. But you took money from education.
Right.
To
and they
build
claim they helping kids, right? But they taking money from education.
Listen, you're building prisons when you should be building colleges.
Y'all don't care about these kids.
They don't care nothing about the children.
Y'all ain't really Christians. I'm so sorry to bust your bubble.
They not Christians. They need to quit saying they Christians because they're not. They don't even know what a Christian is.
Nope.
I'm
walking through. We walking them through Bible chapter and verse, and they keep asking me where I get that from.
Listen, dude, if you said quote John 3:16, they won't even know what that is.
What is
and that's the most popular verse in the Bible.
Right.
For God so loved the world.
Preach.
Come on. They don't even know it.
That he gave something. He gave his only begotten son.
Only begotten son. Mm-hmm. That whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. But God sent his son into the world. Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Y'all better listen up. If you claiming to be Christians, and don't be thinking no movie from Hollywood is going to help you get into heaven either. Okay, cut all of that out.
It's really ridiculous. I'm really embarrassed at the people that say they're Christians.
Yeah,
it almost makes me want to not even go to church.
Don't let them mess up your good relationship with your God. Don't let them get
I'm going, but they just make you shame to even say. That's why I don't tell people I'm a Christian. I tell them I'm a follower of Christ.
Yeah.
Because everybody using the word Christian nowadays, and I don't want to be associated with them.
No. What we want to do is make sure that they understand the jig is up. We're not falling for any of your conspiracies.
Right.
It's over. MAGA, it's over.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, Zeus.
Yeah.
I just had to come up and get my laugh on about how James Comey and them really turned their witness in and didn't know they turned him in.
Right, and the witness is actually a Chinese spy.
Listen.
MAGA, help me understand.
Listen.
Snuggle, make me understand.
Zeus.
Yes.
That man been hiding like the green clovers in Lucky Charms cereal. And James Comey them ratted the man out.
Yeah.
Now they know where he at.
Yeah. They knew where he was. As a matter of fact, James Comey might be working for the DOJ to catch these Chinese spies, huh?
Child, please.
Yeah.
He not working for him, baby. He really thought he had something.
Well, put it
They
this way: he's leading us to the criminals because he's hanging out with them.
But you know what? It's just so funny, Zeus, that everybody they call a whistleblower got some kind of criminal history going on.
Right, hypocrite.
I'm tickled pink.
Yeah.
And I'm black.
Yeah, I get it. But you can be black and pink. Oh, it's
I have turned the color of Pink Panther. I'm so tickled over here. Can you get away from me, ma'am?
No. Uh-oh. Your boss is calling you.
It's the grandbaby, Zeus. She's so rude.
Oh.
I'm gonna let you go because she has gotten home from school.
Okay. Well, you keep on doing the great work you're doing, all right, Sister Takesha?
I'm gonna do the best I can, Zeus.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Sister Takesha a round of applause. It's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth. It's like my grandmother always tells me, tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. Now, let me get back into battle mode, right? This is battle mode. I don't mind, having a great time, but I understand right now what's going on in the MAGA world. They still think they can find dirt on the Bidens, and there is no dirt. But no MAGA supporter has yet to go on record and explain how they feel about this Chinese spy that was indicted by the DOJ, that was supposedly the star witness to all the corruption of President Biden. Where are you at? Explain this. Arms trafficking, violation of Iranian sanctions, and conspiring with others. When they say others, you know who I think when they say others, I'm pretty sure it was James Comer and Jim Jordan at least. Conspiring with others in an effort to act within the United States to advance the interests of the People's Republic of China. Wow! MAGA, you have been once again exposed. January 6th, we caught you there in 4K being traitors, attacking the United States Capitol. Now you mean to tell me you've upped it a little bit and you're now working with spies? MAGA is working with spies? Shame! And you have the audacity to talk about this man, Hunter Biden. Don't you say Biden is trash? How dare you? Why would you say Biden is trash? Why? No, Miss Murray, you get over yourself, all right? You get over yourself. And how about you come clean with the American people and just tell the American people the truth? I love being lied to and brainwashed by Donald Trump because it makes me feel good. How about you start doing that, right? Gary Davis, shout out. Biden is not garbage. A lot of people are... I don't get these folks. All right. All right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. I went to your live and both of them got shut down.
I know, absolutely. When you are bringing the truth, that's what happens. When you bring the truth, you get eliminated by Democrats, unfortunately.
Okay, I got
but it's
one
okay.
question for you. What do you think about this Chinese spy? Snuggles.
I feel like I have a big flashback of that Swalwell dating that Chinese spy, and nothing happened to him. He's still in Congress.
Snuggles.
Unbelievable.
Snuggles,
you are a hypocrite.
Snuggles, my hammer is oozing, and I'm really trying to be as sincere as I can because you and we have a history. So I give you a little.
We do.
I give
Beautiful
you a little
friendship.
More slack, but you have not said anything, and let me make sure I read this to you before you respond.
Right.
Arms trafficking,
Right.
Violations of Iranian sanctions and
Yes.
conspiring with others in an effort to act
An
within the
excellent
United
witness.
States to advance the interests of the People's
An
Republic of
excellent
China.
witness. Excellent. I mean, we've got Cohen on Alvin Bragg's case. Cohen's a criminal. All these beautiful criminal witnesses. It's great. It works for all of us.
Snuggles, I want to
What?
only ask you one thing. What do you
Yes.
think about this guy?
I think it's wonderful. We have to have definitely any kind of witness, no matter what it brings, as long as we can get the person innocent. Doesn't matter.
So you're okay with your star witness
Right.
being a Chinese spy?
If Congressman Swalwell can date a Chinese spy and not get a conviction on it, I'm with you. I know your feelings.
How many people think I should just go ahead and give Snuggles the
Why would you eliminate me? No, why would you eliminate me? Why can't you answer me those questions about Swalwell and the Chinese spy he dated? He's still in Congress.
Because you're trying to turn this live into one of your WWE matches. I've heard you talk about this. You like to come into the live and tell your friends you're throwing Zeus all
I'm
over
just
the road.
asking you about it.
Okay, so let's stop the games and ask you.
This is not a game.
Is it a problem for us to be working with Chinese spies?
I don't find it to be a problem because it's not even on the news. I haven't even heard about that. Actually, I haven't seen the judge dismiss the case because it was a Chinese spy. This might be another Russian collusion news.
Snuggles, he's been indicted. Did you know this?
Oh.
I know you ain't keeping up with it because you're so busy chasing Hunter Biden down. I'm telling you, this guy has been indicted. He's a Chinese spy. And you're going to sit here on national television. Well, television.
National
TikTok.
Wow.
And
National
tell
TikTok.
Everybody that you are okay with James Comer coordinating with the Chinese spy.
Is the Chinese spy, is he convicted?
A Chinese spy.
I know, but he's indicted, not convicted, right?
But you're okay with James Comer hanging out with these guys, right?
He's not convicted, is he?
Do you care about this country, Snuggles? I'm starting to wonder.
No, what I'm trying to see here is that when we start winning, you guys start finding and digging up dirt. I don't care. You start digging up dirt on when a Republican is on a stand. You guys dig. Wait. Hey, listen. Whenever any Republican gets investigated, right? You guys always try to find something criminal, and you try to get them, indicted, or you try to do that, and it does. We try to do the same thing, and we're just a bunch of liars. We need evidence, blah blah blah.
You're the one that started the docket number game, Snuggles. You started the docket number game. You said, "Do you have a docket number?" We got it now with Trump.
Right. But you said it takes time. You also told me it takes time to investigate.
And I was right.
Right. But there's no conviction.
Because now, how many charges? You go around on TikTok and you say there's no charges. You say there's no convictions, right?
Right. There's zero convictions.
How many convictions are there, Snuggles?
Zero convictions.
Now you keep that same energy. How many charges does he have?
Yeah, well, he has about 70. So what? Zero convictions. The case is going to be dismissed. The case is going to be dismissed soon. Did you know that the documents case? The classified documents case? That's going to be dismissed because Jack Smith is screwing up.
Snuggles. I have some news for you.
Right.
It's not going to be dismissed, and I need you to do me a huge favor. Save up that money because there's millions of people out here on TikTok that are waiting to watch me eat that steak you promised.
Well, it's not going to happen, Mr. Crossings, because
I want my steak, Snuggles.
Mr. Crossings, listen to this.
Do you have the steak money or not, or did you spend it already? Did
you know what, Mr. Crossings? Is there a conviction? Is there a conviction? Yes or no?
How many charges are there? We started there.
No. A charge is not a conviction.
It leads to conviction. You can't
Zero convictions.
Skip charges and go straight to conviction, Snuggles.
You know I'm right, though, because there are zero convictions. Yes or no?
There's zero convictions right now.
Democrats, get your knee pads ready. That's all I got to say, brother.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you you get rid of a MAGA person? You just drop him out of the box. What on earth is he on? What is he talking about? And then he's trying to steal my lines? Oh my gosh, Snuggles, cut it out. He's a good sport, though. He's a good sport, I'll give him that. But he needs to cut it out, and he needs to come clean. Convictions come after charges. So don't go around telling everybody there's no convictions. We haven't even had a trial yet, Snuggles. Cut it out. All that doggone lying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see what I'm doing over here? I am bringing down the hammer of truth once again. All forms of lies and misinformation will not be tolerated in the kingdom. Let's bring up our next panelist. I see you. I got a couple more people. Who do we have here? And I hope you're coming in and you're trying to really be honest today, because I don't have time. I don't have time to play games this morning or this afternoon. Looks like we're having technical difficulties with Razor Thunder. I did want to hear from somebody I don't normally get to hear from. So I'll go and then I'll go back to the fan favorites. Who do we got here, ladies and gentlemen? All right, who do we got here? Hydra. Angel, I love you too. Thank you so much. This is hard work. This is hard work.
How are you going, Guy?
Hydra, welcome.
Welcome to you too, man. I'm glad to be on your show.
Okay.
I was just listening to Snuggles and had to chuckle.
Oh, talk to me. Talk to us.
Well, I was listening to Snuggles and how he is just like everybody that comes onto my live. Zero convictions. Right. I have one thing to say. Einstein said this about time. Time was created so everything did not happen at once. There has to be a trial before you will be able to say no convictions. So I myself have no convictions because I myself have never been to trial.
Tell him.
Trump has no convictions because he has not been to a trial.
Right.
When he has a trial, then you can say no convictions if he's not convicted.
Right.
That's pretty much all I had to say.
Well, listen, Hydra, thank you for telling that honest truth.
That's it, my guy.
All right.
I'll let you move on.
Give you a follow, okay? I appreciate
Sure, man.
All right. And Snuggle says thank you as well. All right? Because what we're doing we're teaching him.
Oh, we're teaching. We are teaching every night I hold a class.
Yeah, exactly. You go live? How often do you go live?
Every night. I go live every night. Usually mine are pretty late, though, 9:30 to like midnight or so.
Okay.
But I also do afternoons. I'm retired and disabled, so I'm on here pretty much all day.
Are you?
What's that?
What part of it are you?
Oh, no, I'm in Michigan.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure people know that if they follow you, what time you go on and, where they can find you. All right.
Yeah, so I'll be East Coast time.
All right. Well, listen, I hear a lot of people saying they're following you, and thank you for tuning in, as always.
No problem, my guy. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome, and thank you for keeping it short and sweet. All right, I really do appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Hydra a round of applause.
I am trying to drop here.
I'll take care of that. Don't you worry.
All right, thank you.
All right. It's a sad day. It's sad that these Trump supporters, these thugs. I used to think being a thug was cool back when I used to listen to my Tupac music. But now that Donald Trump and the MAGA thugs are out here causing nothing but chaos and pandemonium here in the United States, I'm over it. I don't want nothing to do with thug life. Shame on the MAGA. Shame. Greetings, brother attacking. How are you? I didn't see you this morning. You were late to school or something?
No, I was riding my motorcycle up in the mountains and had some breakfast.
Okay, all right, all right. Well, welcome. I'm glad I got
So,
to talk to you
what
today.
about Snuggles forgetting the fact that at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, there was a Chinese spy lady who was caught with surveillance electronics?
Wow.
Yeah,
Another Chinese connection.
2019.
Wow.
Yeah,
Snuggles.
and then the thing is this: the DOJ has now paved the way for E. Jean Carroll's court case in January against Trump.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's going forward.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
See now, knowing that Snuggles is a like Trump, an abuser of women in a sexual manner.
Well, we can't put that on Snuggles.
Oh,
now.
I can.
Keep it clean.
I'm disgusting that way. Due to the fact that I'm not a man who's going to lie about somebody who has been held liable for sexual assault of a woman.
Right.
So I'm sorry. I find you to be a disgusting human being when you willingly ignore the fact that he has been held liable for sexual assault, and you say, big deal, he only put his fingers in her, not his.
And you know what they even do? We asked them the other day, would you leave your kids with Trump? And some of them.
They would. There are people that literally would toss their kids over the balcony of their apartments or the ships at sea.
Right.
To help save Trump. If the Titanic was sinking, they would throw a kid out of one of the life rafts to put Donald Trump's butt in there.
Hypocrites.
And the thing is this: I don't see how anybody who has a brain in their head, which I really don't think that Trump supporters do, no ethics, no morals, no family values, no common sense, you're willing to just be a disgusting human being, and as Hillary Clinton says, a deplorable. For somebody who's blowing smoke up your rear end, just tickling your fancy while not doing anything for you. But hey, you be you, because your face is right next to the emblem of a trash can. Insert. You're a disgusting pig, man. I'm sorry.
We want. Listen.
Hold on. Now the thing is this: I'm using Trump's words and Trump's attacks.
Tell him attacking.
If you're willing to support a guy who does this,
he is racist.
Don't cry when somebody comes and calls you names.
When
somebody calls you out being a horrible person, as you support and clap for Trump when he does it to other people. So your hypocrisy
is showing.
It is tremendously, overwhelmingly oozing out of your pores each and every day, that there's not enough deodorant that will cover that stench.
It's showing.
It's showing. And but hey,
Biden's not the racist. Cut it out.
Trump's the racist. He said in his book, I don't like black men counting my money, just short, fat Jewish men who wear yarmulkes. That's a double racist comment.
That's right.
But that's okay. You guys do you.
Blind eye attacking. I don't know if you saw our good friend Phil earlier. We went through the Bible together, and it was so disheartening to know that we couldn't even get an agreement on the Bible. But they're voting for the lesser of two evils. They said, you got to vote for the lesser of two evils. And I said, well, is Donald Trump lesser evil than Biden? Yeah. Well, what about the fact that he lied to Americans about the dangers of COVID and millions of Americans lost their life? Isn't that pretty evil?
Right, exactly. Hey, Snuggles, seeing as how you're sitting your butt listening to us right now, why don't you come to my broadcast? Why don't you go one-on-one with me? Why don't you turn your camera on?
Snuggles thinks he's macho man.
You come to my broadcast, you turn your camera on, show your computer, and I want you to show documentation of the good things that Donald Trump has done that you say. Now, I don't want you to be a hypocrite. I don't want you to ride on the roads and the bridges or anything that the infrastructure has fixed. The 35,000 infrastructure projects that are going on in America right now due to Biden's infrastructure bill. Now, Snuggles, here, I'll give you something. go to invest.gov.
Thank you.
Invest.gov has all the infrastructure that's going on right now, probably in your neighborhood. Yeah. So if you go to the drop down, click your state, click one of the little balls that are on your state. Well, I'm sorry, you don't have balls. They're little dots.
Keep it clean, attacking.
Without ball, baseball, basketball, football.
Okay. I apologize. You won that appeal. You won that appeal.
Yeah. So anyway, click on the little dots. See, connect the dots. See, if you click the dot will open a drop down. The drop down will tell you what's in there, what's going on in your neighborhood, and what dollar amount has been assessed for that project. So that's going to help you in your neighborhood where you can drive on a bridge without falling off the edge.
Any questions, Trump supporters?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're a fake Christian, if you're a liar, yeah.
I need you to go watch that movie, Attacking Sound of Freedom.
Well, my freedom is what I'm saying right now, and I'm going to use everything that Donald Trump does against you that you clap and cheer for. Ha, 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 ha. I'm done. I'm done.
Thank you, Attacking. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Attacking a round of applause. Listen, I'm glad you had enough time to check in this afternoon. See, none of these Trump supporters that they say they hate Zeus. They say, Zeus, I hate you. You put out some hateful content, they tell me, and I'm blocking you and I'm unfollowing you. I say, well, fine. I'm so sorry to have done that to you, but that's not what I do. I don't put anything hateful out. I just tell the truth. That's all. No need to be upset with me. There's nothing, there's no ill will. No, Zeus, I hate you. I can't stand you and your moderators and those folks in there handing out those knee pads. It's not comfortable in your lives, Zeus. I'm done. I said, okay, well, all right. That's your choice. I respect it. So I go on and I do what I do throughout the day. I create my videos and check in with my friends. And, occasionally some of them will actually invite me into their lives. So I go into their lives and as soon as I get in there, it's like deja vu, right? It's like deja vu. By the way, that's a great song, right? Thank you, Misha. Thank you. It's like deja vu. I go into their lives, and these are the people that tell me they hate me, they block me. These are the people. And I go into their lives, and the first thing they say is, oh, what's he doing here? Who invited him? And then the host will say, I invited him. Oh. The king of liars. And then you hear the MAGA demons start to come out. They start sweating. You can see them. They start sweating, right? And then they go, Zeus, you lied this morning. You are a liar. I heard every single word you said. And I go, wait a second. Wouldn't that make you a liar, right? Wouldn't that make you a liar? Because you said you blocked me. You said you were over me. You're done with me. How did you know what I said then? And then they come back and they go, well, you idiot. I was in there with one of my backup accounts. I don't get it. If you don't like someone, don't stalk them. Simple, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, MAGA, what is this? MAGA Slayer. Long time no see, champion. What a name like MAGA Slayer, right? With the name like MAGA Slayer, how are you doing?
Hey there, buddy. This is Facts Matter, right? You know that.
Oh, yeah. But I like the name MAGA Slayer because it works very well with what I'm doing. All right.
And I was surprised at your two guests ago because I had just dropped you a note.
Oh.
And I came back to your live, and oh my, he's actually in your live.
Oh.
And I was driving around. You know how you go to the left and you can see lives going on, but you're not actually in them.
Yeah.
Well,
shadow watching.
Exactly. And guess who came up?
Who?
Mr. Snuggles.
Oh!
Yes, it was disappointing, but the fact is, he just happened to be talking about someone we know.
Oh.
You.
Oh, why am I not surprised? Right?
And he was giving folks the impression that you were blocking him and not letting him speak because you're afraid of the truth. So when I
What?
saw so when I saw him in here, I was like, excuse me, weren't you just giving the impression that he had blocked
Hypocrite!
you? Hypocrite and a liar. Absolutely liar. That's all he does. And my friend, I don't even know why you would bring him on to diminish the truth that you let out, the
I
truth that you're
know.
spreading.
I know, right? Right?
Yeah,
Right. You're totally right,
he,
MAGA Slayer.
yeah,
You're right. Thank you.
he's a Tucker wannabe. You know,
He's a Tucker Carlson wannabe?
yes, generic version, dollar store version. And by the
Well,
way,
well,
Snuggles, if you're
well.
still listening, you might want to up your die game because your roots are showing.
Oh my. Well, listen, I think he's just one of my biggest fans. That's all. I think he's doing everything he can to try to whip those votes. All right. And I think he was trying to offer some consolation to some of his guests because I did block him a couple of times. I think I still have some of his accounts blocked. I have no issue issuing sanctions when needed. But listen, I want to do one thing, and listen to me closely. Snuggles, tell your followers that it's the Republican Party that's hanging out with those Chinese spies and not Joe Biden.
Can you imagine if a Democrat tried to produce a Chinese spy as a witness? Yeah, that would fly. I hate this word, but can you get any more disingenuous?
Wow!
Seriously.
Really? Really? What do you
They're
mean?
just they're just weak. They're just weak. And as Trump tries to get what's her name? Cannon to delay the trial till after the election.
Right.
No, the American people deserve to see the truth play out.
Yeah.
And if he hasn't done nothing, well, then he should have no sweat to get these charges dismissed and an acquittal.
Right. Right. If he's innocent, why delay all of this?
Amen. Amen.
You hear that? I am waiting to hear one of these great TikTok hosts, especially my good friend Snuggles, to address this. One, address the Chinese spy issue, and now I need you to address why delay not proving Donald Trump is innocent. Don't you think it would actually help him win the election?
Say that again?
I said, don't you think that if he was proven innocent and we got it done expeditiously, wouldn't that just help him be a shoo-in to be president?
There you go.
His approval numbers would go through the roof.
What he wants to do is either become president, so he can drop all the charges, or install another puppet so that puppet can give him a pardon. Period. He does not want to face the music, but that's not going to help because this morning, Miss Willis in Georgia seated on a grand jury, and they're going to be voting. That's right. That happened this morning.
You can't hide.
And that lady's specialty is the RICO Act.
The RICO? Do you think he's going to get off on that, MAGA Slayer? Because you're in here saying a lot of MAGA right now. I see a lot of dead bodies on the floor right now, MAGA Slayer.
Lady G, Rudy Giuliani, 16 forged electoral Republican leaders, they're all going down. All going down right with Trump.
Biden with them?
Well, if they want to bring up Hunter Biden, well, Biden could have pardoned him. He didn't. He didn't change the prosecutor. He didn't touch the investigation.
Hands off.
Hands off.
Why
Like
do
a
you think?
president should do.
Why do you think President Biden didn't even pardon his own son? Evil, huh?
Because he's honest. Something that the MAGA party isn't familiar with, so they might have to look that one up.
MAGA can't be honest. It would break their DNA if they were ever to say anything and be honest. It's impossible. I'm convinced. I've talked to a lot of MAGA folks. There's a genetic issue. If I were to go on record and say it, I would have to talk to some scientists, perhaps. Maybe Dr. Anthony Fauci. Dr. Fauci, if you're listening, can you give us a DNA sample of the MAGA and help us find that one gene that allows them to block?
Oh my. Well, I'm not
lying.
let you.
There has to be a genetic thing behind this, right? They're predisposed to conspiracies. It has to be.
Oh, they are actually.
Thing.
There are studies that, they point out the right brain and the left brain.
I'm gonna have to look into this. Yeah, because this doesn't make sense. Because we get out here. This is what I say to all of the MAGA out there. For those of you who are still listening and brave enough to be in this very truthful live. If you go into a live of someone that's a liberal, that you think is a liberal, go into the gifts, go in your account, go into gifts, and put about $100 in there, okay? And go into that live and make sure you tip that host bigly. Because they should be charging you to educate you, okay? Because there's nowhere in America where you can get such a free education. We don't do that here, okay, MAGA?
And I'm just going to do our MAGA American friends a favor. Up your anxiety and your depression meds, because you're going to need it.
Woo! And make sure
Trump is going down. He's got 71 felonies and counting. He's got another 30 to 45 coming. That's just one case.
Wow! You're saying? Oh yeah, that one case with the superseding indictment.
Exactly.
Oh, so you hear what we're saying, Trump supporters, and do it with your doctor's supervision. Okay, don't get on. I'm going to listen to MAGA Slayer and Zeus and go do something ridiculous. We're never going to tell you to take any disinfectant. All right, we're not like Trump.
Don't be inserting fluorescent lights up your backside. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. Listen, do it with doctor supervision, all right? But those superseding indictments are pending. And it's not just that. You got the January 6th and maybe a possible one in Bedminster, right? Because that's where they say he may have disseminated those classified documents and shared them illegally. You just don't know what Jack Smith is going to do, right?
No. Well, actually, on that case, they're waiting. They may have already done it, but we are waiting to see what testimony Susie Wiles is going to give, because she's one of the ladies they believe he showed it to.
Oh.
And someone that personally knows her says she'll tell the truth. And Will's World says MAGA Slayer conservative just requested to be live with you guys. Why? To lie, to spread disinformation, to get smacked down. You don't want this. You don't want no part of this.
You don't want that, MAGA Slayer. Listen, enter at your own risk, all right? They know what's happening. They can't stand the fact that we're bringing this amount of truth onto this app, all right? And that a lot of people are opening up and realizing, like, wow, you know what? We needed this. America's needed this kind of truth, right? Because the MAGA narrative has been dominating for quite a while, and now we're striking it down.
One of them just said, I share Jimmy Kimmel's video, and that makes me think I'm smart. No, that's just humor. Do you notice there's no late night right-wing humor? Because you don't have a sense of humor or the intelligence to understand.
Oh my God, MAGA Slayer.
If they want to step up to me, it's not going to be pretty.
Oh, you hear that? Listen, MAGA Slayer, Zeus. Listen, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of us out here. We stand firm on the truth.
Period. We don't say anything that can't be verified, easily verified.
Yeah, exactly. And one last thing. Did we talk about this Chinese spy situation, MAGA Slayer, that James Comer has been bragging is very, very credible? What do you think about that?
Say that one more time.
The Chinese spy situation. You know, James Comer has the dirt on Biden.
Oh, you mean Comer Simpson? See how that works out, guys. Yeah, I mean, number one. Oh, by the way, that guy. I forget his last name. I haven't seen it enough. The spy. Yeah. He actually jumped bail.
Yeah.
We've got a runner.
Yeah. He was arrested February 17th.
That's right.
And left. Violations, foreign agent registration affairs. He violated the act. He was supposed to register as a foreign agent, and he didn't.
And that was also before they were bringing up the stuff against Biden. So it's not like he's being charged because he's going to talk against them. There's no deep state, guys.
That's what I asked at the very beginning. What do you think is more likely true? Trump broke the law, or that Bill Clinton and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Jack Smith and Merrick Garland and, you know, the list goes on. All of them got into some secret meeting and said, we're going to do everything we can to stop Donald Trump from being president. Which do you think is more likely to happen?
I think we know the answer. And conservative army retiree says 71 indictments, ? Can it be more obvious that they really don't want him to run? No, brother. We want him to run. Don't think Democrats are scared. Right. Please make him your nominee. The Democratic Party thanks you for your support. Now, they want to say that's right. You want to talk about two-tier justice. If you want to think that numbers being done on Trump, if any of us were arrested for 37 felonies, would we have had to post bond? Would we have an ankle monitor? Would we have had a mugshot? Would they have taken our passport? Would they have restricted movement?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah. They would have. And you know it.
All the above. All the above.
MAGA, you must have, man. Where do you get? I think you've left nobody for me to get at. How did you do that?
That's funny, buddy.
Listen.
But I just want you to know, though, I do have your back, because when I heard Snuggles running his mouth, I almost jumped in there, but I know he just would have blocked me like he always does, and I wouldn't have been able to kind of peek in on his skullduggery.
I need to check in with Snuggles. You know, I don't take what he does as personal, because I've known him, to be fully transparent. I've known him before I got into this politics stuff. I've always knew he was on that side, but we've never really had to be this diametrically opposed as we are now. So I don't really think I can take him too serious. But
I know you don't do this usually, but would you like to bring conservative army retiree in? He wants to come in, apparently.
Oh.
I don't think he wants to know this.
Well.
I will stay a moment if you want to.
Where is he at?
He's 19 comments up. 19 comments up. Conservative army retiree.
I don't want any cursing or name calling, and I really want to get to the bottom of whatever the issue is.
Yeah, no yelling beyond what. Nope.
I can't see him. Yeah. Where is he at? Can you please send a request, conservative
army retiree? If you want to come in, request.
Zeus is making an exception. They say, Zeus, you don't let people from the right talk.
And by the way, he says he's in Israel, so I mean, okay.
Oh, What does that got to do with the price of rice?
I don't know. But if he wants to get slayed, bring it.
All right, all right. I don't think he wants to get slayed. Mega Slay, you crack me up.
Da 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 da. We're waiting for you. Oh, I don't want to. I won't. Oh. His
Okay,
tail slipped between his legs.
okay. Well,
Imagine that.
you're intimidating, MAGA Slayer. I think you should change your name to maybe it won't be so intimidating. Perhaps.
Fluffy warm bunny or something, or I don't know. All right. He says, I'm confident enough to slay your BS from. Oh, you poor sweet thing. I'm confident enough to slay your BS for comments as I lay in bed. Information TMI. We don't want to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're man
Why are
enough,
you in bed?
if you got the cojones, step on down, my
Does he have
friend.
enough
Step on
followers?
down.
Does he have enough followers?
I believe he does. I think I checked him. Let's see.
Okay. Maybe that's the issue.
He has 1,325. 1,300, but everybody was saying he wanted to come up, and when we extended
Sir
the
Puff, you want to
invitation,
come up? Sir Puff, you want to talk, Sir Puff? You have a question?
but if you want to stay there in the peanut gallery, cheap, go ahead, baby bird.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got somebody that wants to talk to you, Sir Puff. You know who he is, right?
I do know Puff.
Okay. And he's a good guy. He just needs to put his shirt on when he's doing lives.
I don't know about that, but I know him.
Sir Puff, greetings. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. Welcome, to the kingdom.
I do believe in cartoons. Yeah, you're right.
Huh?
I believe in cartoons. There are kingdoms in cartoons as well. Yes, there are. And yours is pleasant. I get if I'm going to watch any cartoon kingdom, I might as well watch yours.
I take that as a compliment, right?
It is certainly 100% compliment. 100% compliment.
Thank you.
So I want to pay you. I want to pay you. Although me and you adamantly disagree on about everything, I want to pay you a little bit of respect for. I watched the conversation you had the other day about keeping lives under control and wondering if children was to look at your lives or just anybody look at the live and say, and later on and evaluate how you're acting. And I want to. That was pretty good of you. I did agree with you on most you said that day. Very rarely, I agree with you. I mean, you're almost as handsome as me. And if you keep on, you'll get there one day.
Oh my God!
So how are you loving it in the Trump world? Don't you? I mean, are you feeling the Trump reign is it starting to make you sweat that everything just eventually will turn all Trump?
What are you talking about? I mean,
No, but it's all falling apart for you guys because the rest of the stuff's coming up. It's all falling apart for you. Like it always does. Like it always does. Hey, but they tell a big story. They always create a big because you know why it doesn't win? Because we have figured out who's running the show behind all of this. It is Vince McMahon from the WWE, and that's the pay-per-view show they sell us each week, and we buy the tickets and we go, and there's oh my gosh, somebody cheated, and they just do it again next week. So we've learned who's running y'all's show. It's Vince McMahon from the WWE.
Just keep up on the streaming service because it's not going to be long before Trump has a whole bunch of convictions.
Right.
Stay tuned.
And that's the part, Puff, that I was concerned about, right? I've been thinking about you, and I'm going, are you ready to deal with him being convicted?
So I said this from the very beginning of time. If the man is held before a jury of his peers and they find him guilty, I will stand right with the jury of his peers and say guilty as charged. Period. Never veer from that one time. You've never heard me say anything different than that.
In the same breath,
what you've heard me say is I would like to quit convicting all people in the public eye before going to court and having due process. Because when you convict them in public, you are also doing away with due process because you are tainting a jury pool on some aspects. You put a lot more at stake. So we convict people. We should convict people after they're convicted and not before.
That's how they do it in Britain, actually.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's so hard for a conservative, and you don't have anything to smack him with right now.
Well,
Gosh,
wait a second, Sir Puff. I do have a concern though. Did you read the indictment?
I have. Go ahead.
Do you think it was appropriate for Jack Smith to put that out?
Put the indictment out?
Yeah.
After he's been indicted, yes, it's totally should be part of public record. After he's indicted, yes.
And so based on that indictment, you're familiar with kind of what's in there, right? Like what they're saying Trump did.
Certainly.
Alleged.
Yeah.
Do you? Okay, I didn't say. Okay,
I want to throw one thing out there. Do you think it's reasonable to consider that it's pretty blatant, pretty obviously, at least that he obstructed?
No, here's why, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because here's what we have. We have something that said precedence, something that sticks into it's going to be down to who has the right to the record. So for example, say if he has records and his attorneys and his people say those are yours, and the other side says no, there's mine. He has the right to say no. We're going to argue this out in court all the way down if we have to, because I'm disagreeing with you. That's not obstruction. That's just not conceding just because someone says give it to me. NARA had no right to ask for them in the first place. They didn't even check most of these documents in the first place. They can't ask for documents that were never theirs in the first place. If they never made it to NARA, they're not their documents to request.
All right. Well, may I? Okay. Well, I'm going to pitch in that hole. And are you fucking kidding me? Because that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot where I was.
Yes,
are you kidding me? Because I don't know if you realize this, but his own attorney Cochran has already testified that he advised Trump they had no legal authority to retain those documents.
And if that's the case in court and he's found guilty, then I'll stay in case. But see, y'all go on an indictment and say, well, we got an indictment, so can't you just go ahead and assume he's guilty? So you honestly know that one of the first things they teach you in law school is you can indict a ham sandwich. Okay, it doesn't take a preponderance of evidence. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not any of that. You only have to have half the jurors. You have to have half the field say, not half.
Can you indict a turkey sandwich?
Yep.
Can you indict a glass of milk?
If you put chocolate in it.
Oh, cut it out.
Now I've got a question, Bluff. What? Do you think any attorney, any prosecutor, when they're approaching the first indictment of a former president, they're going to come weak? You really believe they're going to come weak on that?
No, I think the president has said you ought to have a slam dunk case. That's what you should have. You should have a slam dunk case if you're going to bring this. You should. Absolutely.
Okay, well, let me explore this for just one moment. I'm pretty concise and I don't monologue. He was dealing with NARA, the archives. They told him he needs to give this stuff back. That went on for almost a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And then he gave some back. And then at one point, he had his lawyers sign a document saying that they had given it all back. Somebody in his resort snitched on him and said they didn't give them all back. That's when they initiated a search warrant. They executed that search warrant. And lo and behold, more documents.
Right.
Okay. Now, again,
also for just for giggles and grins, it should be noted that if you go back and look at the pictures, in one of the places that Trump was stashing those documents, there was actually a copy machine. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is. So, what's interesting is you go to a grand jury. So you say that thing. So if you got a rock solid, you're bringing it case, and you give photos to a grand jury, and you show boxes all in the bathroom and boxes all on the stage and stuff out on the floor and boxes everywhere, and you're only actually going after, I think, 108 documents in the first place. 108 documents fits in about 1/10 of the box. But you had to show all these boxes to expose it. Like, look at the travesty. If you got to go to that extent to deceive a grand jury who's very easy to get an indictment, it's a big difference in a jury trial. Again, so all the things you're saying are things that you hear mostly through speculation because it's not like there's been no motion for discovery yet. Discovery's not been put out yet for evidence.
Whoa. No, they've received the discovery.
Trump's team's not received on discovery yet.
Yes, they actually have. I wouldn't lie to you, boss. I wouldn't lie to you, Puff.
As a win.
So this is breaking news. Trump team does have the discovery
Okay, I
information.
did. Is this something like very, very, very recent?
No.
No, it's actually a week or two ago, and I'd never lie to you, Puff.
Oh,
Anything I say, you can
it's not
verify.
lying. Regardless, but at the end of the day, guys, look, this is where I try to say to y'all so you can understand. For a minute we have to forget about the orange man because it's bigger than him. It's way bigger than that, and we are now changing due process of law that affects you, me, your grandchildren, and everybody else. Like I said to you,
Okay.
when you hear statements from like Nancy Pelosi, it says every American has the right to go to trial and prove their innocence. You're speaking what you really, huh?
She misspoke. I'll give you that.
Nancy Pelosi now.
But she's not a
No,
lawyer.
I'm showing you. I'm using a parallel, Zeus. Honestly, I'm showing you how in multiple areas we're doing this thing that you're not presumed innocent. That you must go prove your innocence. We're hearing that more and more and more. I'll give you another example. Mueller says we can't find him guilty, but we can't prove him innocent anyways. It's not the prosecution's job to prove you innocent. It's not your job to prove you innocent. There's one job: prove guilt. That's it.
Well, he did also add to that, though, that if he wasn't a sitting president, he would have charged him. But I want to like get a barometer on you, Puff. I'm gonna walk you down a little road break.
Put a barometer on him.
Yeah, I'll give you a little test here where your level-headedness lies. You do know who Steve Bannon is, correct, Puff?
I do.
I figure you would. And are you familiar with the private wall project that was being headed by Steve Bannon?
Some familiar, yes.
Okay, so I'll elaborate. And for the folks in the audience, there was a private wall project that was being funded by MAGA conservative donors. They were paying for this section of wall down in New Mexico on the border, and they were paying for it to be built. Under the Trump DOJ, Bannon was arrested. Consequently, and this is just tea, he was actually arrested on a Chinese billionaire's yacht. Can't make this stuff up.
No.
The point of the story is, though, that and he had a trial date. Now, before he went to trial, Trump pardoned Steve Bannon for ripping off Trump's own supporters. Does that seem kosher to you?
If it stands true, if it stands true in the context that you stated, no, it doesn't seem kosher to me.
Good. And Buff, go verify. I wouldn't lie to you, buddy.
Well,
and in
certainly,
fact,
right. I'm not saying you're lying, but a man with due diligence doesn't hear something and say, "Okay, that's fact."
No, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. And I'm going to give you a couple little footnotes for that too. There was two other men that were heading off that fundraiser. They actually got kind of screwed because Trump did not give them pardons. And they were convicted. And then I believe it was New York that has now picked up those charges on a state level, not a federal level. And Steve Bannon is going to trial on it. And I can promise you he will be convicted.
If you break the law and you're convicted, that's again, it's like that for many of the people on my side. Well, it is like, look, every day, if you go back if we go back to the time you come down to the escalator, to everything that all the media and everybody has said, to how much falsehoods that haven't. I'll go back. Let's go way back when he come out and said I'm being wiretapped. Look how all the news media and how everybody laughed. Oh my God, he's lost his mind. He's off his rocker. Only to find out he was.
But you know, we're really let's stick to recent things because you want to go all the way back to an escalator.
The reason I say that is there's a reason I say that though, because you say let's stick to recent because y'all like to sweep them under the rug every time that was wrong, but we don't forget that. We remember that
if you guys want to take a 3-hour sabbatical, I can drop it all past you. But let me get something. Wait. I want to go get your opinion. If in fact what I just stated about the private wall project, if that's true, can you blatantly say that was a dirty thing for Trump to do?
If that is the case in the context that you put it, if it's that to be factual, that would be a dirty thing to do. Yes.
Okay. Next question. Real simple. Do you think that if Trump is actually convicted on the charges that are coming towards him, Do you think that the likelihood is that a lot of conservative voters are going to end up trying to move the goalpost?
Meaning?
Meaning, they're going to say it was rigged. They're going to say, etc. You know the spiels.
I think there's a potential that there'll be
here example like Snuggles does. Oh, Trump's been arrested. Well, he hasn't been convicted. Yada yada yada. Move the goalpost.
And he hasn't actually been arrested.
I do understand, but the evidence, at least the evidence, obstruction is blatant. It's black and white.
Well, if it's so black and white, then the trial should be real easy, and it should be just slam dunk, and it should be done. Correct?
It is. So let's get on something else.
So let me ask you a legitimate question. So we go through this trial. We go through this trial, and we go through the whole thing, and he's not convicted, and he's exonerated, and he's found not guilty of all charges, or it's just dismissed. Is the left going to say, "Oh my God, see, Trump gets off everything. If you're rich, you buy your thing"? Is that what y'all are going to say? Are you still going to convict him?
You got to correct one thing. Trump was arrested, Puff.
No, it's not arrested. That's the difference.
No,
he wasn't arrested.
He was
charged. He was charged. He was charged. He was processed and booked. There's a difference.
Puff. Listen.
He was arrested.
Look at the comments. We're not lying to you. I need you, and I'm counting on you to go tell your friends this stuff that we're telling you.
Okay, semantics, fine. I'll even give you that. Let's call him arrested. Okay, that's just semantics.
Because it means
but back to my question to you. Back to my question to you. Because y'all say if he's found guilty, so the other side of that equation is he's not. If it's dismissed or he's found not guilty, are y'all going to say, okay, he had his fair trial, he found not guilty, Trump's not guilty? Are you going to do that?
I have no problem doing that. I don't want to see an innocent person. I don't want to see an innocent person go into jail.
Okay, fine. But you said he asked, "Did y'all think conservatives would say it's rigged?" Do you think the left is going to say if he gets off, you're going to say, "See, he got off. There's no justice. No, he's above the law." Do you think the left's going to say that?
I'm speaking for myself.
When you said dismissed,
and listen,
when you said dismissed, though,
with listen, I'm going to be honest. If he gets off with all the evidence I see, I am going to be shocked because it goes back to what you said. I thought we could indict a ham sandwich.
Indicting and convictions are two different things, brother. They're not even close to each other.
But I'm saying if we could do that to a ham sandwich, this definitely would be a lot easier to do because ham sandwich doesn't have evidence. Follow your analogy.
But this is actually a Trump sandwich. 2 pieces of white bread, a bunch of bologna, Russian dressing, and a very tiny pickle.
That's funny.
But I noticed.
Gets the point for being funny, Sir Puff. MAGA gets the point for being funny.
I'm just playing with you, Puff. One thing, Puff, when you said dismissed, in how?
No, I was just giving all the options because I know sometimes if you don't give all the options of why it will, someone say, well, you said if he don't get convicted, but it was dismissed. So I used all the options there was for whatever reason it's dismissed, whether for whatever reason, for whatever motion they filed, it might be dismissed. No particular reason. If it's dismissed or he's found not guilty or it's a hung jury, all the above. That's my perception that if that's the case and he's found off, the left won't let it go. It won't stop there. It'll say he got off, he rigged it. And you know that too.
Can I ask you a question, Puff? What do you think? I mean, I don't know if you have anyone that's dealt with criminal cases. What do you think the odds are of someone that has 71 felonies going through that process and coming out with nothing?
I think it's pretty good, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because when they're going to go after, like, say, the classified documents, and they want to get him on espionage, first they got to prove intent, and they say,
wait, Puff, wait a second. He's charged under the Espionage Act. He's not actually, and Democrats here, listen up. He's not charged with espionage.
That's correct. He's under. My point being, though, he's under the Espionage Act. So there is certain, because it's still not clear, and we've not had clear. It's because it's setting precedent. We've never been challenged here of what's presidential records, what is a president's record. But there are certain records that he can't just classify by his words that have to do with energy or military stuff. That those have to go through a procedure. Okay, so if he had them documents and clear documents, that would be clear evidence of espionage. That would be the charge you would bring out the gate if he had them documents. You wouldn't be no argument if he says I classified them because I said. But they weren't.
You're missing my point here. These documents and obstruction stuff going on.
You're missing my point. You said you would come with everything. Well, if he actually had the
out of 71 charges, felonies that a person tends to like, if you've gone through this criminal justice system before, if they're throwing that many things at you, what do you think the likelihood is that you're going to come out with nothing?
The fact that there's more charges makes it more likely that it comes out with nothing.
That's not what my life experience has been. I've seen
that's
people.
Fine, but in this again, so riddle me this: if he had documents that he could not, that it had to go through a procedure to classify. Let me finish, please. If they were documents that had to do with energy, for the energy department, or if it was documents to do with military or nuclear, those documents he can't just say I declassify them. Those have to go through a process. And if he had them documents, and I'll be the first one to say, if he's got them documents, then yes, he's in a lot of trouble and should be. Okay, I'll be the first to say it, and most Trump supporters would.
Well, he had those documents.
No, he doesn't. Hold on, Zeus. If he had them documents, that he had to do that, then the charge would have been differently because it's an open and shut case. Then he doesn't get to claim whether they was or wasn't presidential records or whether he could or could not classify them the way he did. It would be clear and cut dry. And if you had them, that's what you would have presented.
Here's the thing, though, Bluff. You're kind of throwing a lot of smoke out there, and I'll even accept that it's unintentional. No, wait, hear me out. This case has zero to do with classification. It's obstruction.
But it started. Think about that. It started with classification. What's he obstructing? If there's nothing classified, then what's he really obstructing? What's he obstructing? If there's nothing classified, what's he obstructing?
Those documents are the property. Those documents are the property of the American people. They are not his.
No, they all have reasonable time to go through documents and separate what's theirs.
How much time does he need, Puff?
Okay, Obama took more than 6 years.
We're not talking about Obama.
Okay, so why does he only get 2 years?
Wait a second, though. Let's address that.
Why does he only get 2 years?
I'll address that for you. I will address that for you, and I'll answer you.
Jesus Christ, you're right, Angela.
Those documents were not in Obama's possession, though. They were still under the care of the National Archives. Just like somebody in the comments said, what about the 1,850 boxes that Biden had? Well, number one, those are documents that he donated from his Senate time, and they're his documents that he donated to a Delaware university. That's a fact, Buff. Now, the ones they recently found, those are ones that, hey, I think all those documents should have an RF chip so that you know exactly where they are. I don't think it's good that Pence, Biden, Trump were able to go all over the place with documents, and we didn't know where the hell they were. I don't accept that.
And the sad thing with Biden is that NARA didn't even know he had the documents. NARA knew that Trump had the documents.
I agree with. Listen, Buff. I agree with you on that. Absolutely, 100%. But what is the difference between what Biden and Pence did compared to Trump, Buff, in your opinion?
Because Trump was under the okay. Because here's my opinion. I think they wanted documents that they didn't want Trump to have about what was being done against him, and they wanted them. They wanted records back that they didn't want him to have access and go through. That's what I think. I don't think he's stupid enough to have
okay, you're not actually answering the question. What's the difference between what happened with Biden and Pence and Trump?
Well, Trump had all of his documents recorded that he had, and had them under lock and key and supervision and FBI saying please do more and cooperating with doing, versus the other ones are just stored willy nilly. Some sets of documents that went to 3 different places, to Chinatown, to the
Puff, it's a lot simpler.
It's really simple. The difference is this, Puff, and I'm not going to use a lot of words. The difference is they gave them back.
Think about this for a second. You have them for all these years. Wait a minute. You have something that NARA doesn't even have record of, okay? And then you find out that you have them in CBS, and the news is fixing to leak that you have them.
Puff, let me ask you this question.
You don't love it, do you?
How do you think the FBI found out Trump had them?
Because they was documented before he ever left. What are you talking about? They knew every record he had.
But you just said NARA didn't know he had them.
No, NAR didn't know Biden had. The ones Biden had, NAR didn't know.
Oh, okay. So
That's true.
how did the FBI know Trump had those documents in
Because
Mar-a-Lago?
they knew. You realize they videotaped everything, loading of the boxes, all of the putting
So
the
the
boxes in the
FBI, so
van.
you agree the FBI knew he had those documents?
Yes, they've been to his
So
house twice.
why are you questioning whether or not they're classified?
Because
The
that's still the
FBI
question.
would
You're
know,
one
right?
side saying they're
Wouldn't the
classified.
FBI puff? Wouldn't the FBI know they're classified or not?
No, they wouldn't. No. First off,
Oh
no,
God.
because the
They
Puff,
got
dispute
the
is
puff.
whether he
documents,
could
but
have
they don't know if
classified
they're
them or not.
classified.
No, the dispute is whether he could have classified them or not, which goes to my argument.
No.
If he had documents, you're not hearing me. If he had
I'm
documents,
hearing you.
go other than just him declassifying them that had to do with the energy department or military or nuclear, that has to go through a complete process. If he had them documents, that he would
Yeah,
be guilty right there. They wouldn't need any of these other charges whatsoever. That would be espionage on its face.
but Puff,
What is he
I
charged
want to
with,
make
Puff?
sure I want to make sure we're on the same page about this, Puff. We're way past if he had the documents.
No, we're not.
The
Yep.
indictment showed you.
Okay, y'all heard for a week how he waved this classified document around. He told his lawyer he could have classified it, and he waved it as a reporter. That
No,
document doesn't even exist. You
in
know
the
why? It was a damn
indictment, didn't you
magazine.
see
It
the
was a magazine he
boxes?
was waving.
Didn't you see the boxes in the indictment? Didn't you see the documents on the floor?
Okay, yeah, I seen the documents on the floor they took
And you
pictures of.
just
Do you think
admitted
that
that
I
the
think he had them
FBI.
documents laying on his floor? No, I don't think for a minute he had them laying on his floor. Not for
No.
1 minute.
Hey, Puff, Puff, Puff. Just a footnote. They set them on the floor like that and took a picture, just like they do on any other crime scene with evidence.
That is fine, but they portrayed it as, look how he's carelessly leaving them laying around on the floor. And you know
That,
it, Zeus just did it.
no,
No, they never said
that's
that.
not what they. That's not
You
how
just
I
did
took
it.
it.
You
They
just
never
did
said
it.
that.
No, I said,
You
did you look at
just
the
did it.
indictment? There was pictures of the documents in the indictment. There's been pictures before the indictment came out, as a matter of fact, that
And
showed them on the
secondly,
floor.
and that's the next thing. When you got to sell it to
And
when you
you
got to
just
sell it to
said
the news and convict him in the public, in no other case, you don't see anything of anything investigating of Biden's investigation. Do you see any photos or any evidence coming out in the
well,
news? Now, I
listen,
ask questions, Zeus. Do
I
you see
gotta
all the leaks? Do you see all the
I
leaks of
do
all that?
gotta
No, you
run.
don't. You won't let me
I do
finish
gotta
it because you
run,
know I'm
but
making
there's
a.
people that
Let me
want to
finish.
talk. Listen, there's people that are requesting to talk, and in the best interest of time, I'm just gonna bring them up. But as long as it's cool, I'll go another 15 minutes. And as long as everyone keeps it clean
So.
and and all
If
that
you've
stuff.
noticed, we don't have any information, any leaks on anything that's being found on any of the Biden investigation. He has a special prosecution. You don't see any pictures. You don't see
Okay.
any things coming out. You don't see any of that stuff coming. But all the way through everything in Trump, you see all the photos, all the leaks of all the information, all the way every day for the public to see.
Well, you
Okay.
can't charge a sitting president, right, Puff?
All right. Hold on. All
All
right.
right.
First
Keep this
off,
going. We got a lightning round, 15 minutes. At 3:45,
thank you.
I'm out of here.
Where'd Puff go?
Real quick.
Where did he go?
I don't know, but really quick. The reason
All
why
right.
Oh,
Sorry,
damn.
Puff.
hold on,
I think he knew where this could potentially go.
really
But
quick,
you
y'all.
all can say it.
Okay. Well, let me say this.
Smart man, Puff.
First off, this is not predicated on whether or not they are declassified or not. One.
Thank you.
Two. The Executive Order 13526 lays out exactly how you have to declassify documents and the process that has to go through. Okay? Three, you have pictures of documents or boxes in ballrooms, bathrooms, and other rooms. Okay? Four, you have videotape of Matt Nadu removing 50 boxes from a supposedly secured room, which there was no guards there. Cameras, yes, but there's a refrigerator blocking the door. You can't see going in or out. But he removed 50 boxes one time and 25 or something like that another time. Now, the thing is this. All right, you guys got to stop this. Donald Trump lied about it with a letter from Christine and Bob saying they returned everything when they did not. Megek brought it up. Corcoran has told the truth about the letter. He is now accused himself. He is now a witness for Merrick Garland.
All right, Khaki. Other people got to go, and Zeus got to run.
Another thing is this. Another thing is this really fast. Another thing is this. The documents. The documents.
All right, can I go first, please?
Real
I'm
fast.
right behind.
We're gonna
mine
go
will
from
take
the
I don't have
5
much
minutes.
time. It's 1:30 in the morning,
We can
please.
go up the chain. We can go up the chain. It's fine.
Go.
Okay, I just need 30 seconds to puff. So, in the Presidential Act of 1978, and we keep bringing this up, line 7 requires that the president and his staff take, well, this is line 4, take all practical steps to file personal records separately from presidential records. So he's in trouble for that already. Line 7 establishes that presidential records automatically transfer into the legal custody of the archivist as soon as the president leaves. That means it don't matter if it's classified, confidential, every document. So that's point blank. He was not supposed to have any till Nara released it to him. Point blank.
Exactly.
That's all I have to
That's
say.
how it works.
Thank you, April. All right, Robert, greetings. What do you got for us? Are you there, Robert? Going once?
Oh, sorry. You hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was just listening. Big fan, Zeus, and I didn't even expect you to let me in. I was working away here.
Oh,
yeah, but great conversation on this. And I actually have a couple of MAGA friends, and when you were talking to Phil, I
Censors
said,
people.
you can't convince them to believe against what they believe. They
Zeus
just
is a
believe.
censoring asshole.
Yeah, they just they're all
No
gun
swearing, gentlemen.
enthusiasts and
No
stuff like that.
profanity.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
but
Censorship. He blocked me for the entire live. This is the only way I'm able to talk.
He
what
didn't
you
block
And it's
you. The
1:30 in
moderator
the
probably
morning
did.
here.
No
We're trying to get
profanity.
you up
We're
here.
It's 1:30 in the morning here, and he blocked me from the live from participating in any chat.
Aren't you
That was
here?
probably a moderator.
Yeah,
Not
you blocked me for the entire live. You blocked me from the entire live. I'm the one that's in Israel. It's 1:30 in the
That's
morning here.
probably
I
a moderator.
respectfully refused because I was in a house full of sleeping people. But here you go.
can scream
You
now,
want to
can't
block me
you?
for the entire live.
You can scream now, but that's
scream
probably a
now.
Do you
moderator.
want to
You're
get your point
sleeping
across, or do you
people.
want to cry?
Okay, I want to get my point across, and I'm
Thank
done.
you.
Okay, so 100% of the more they throw indictments at Trump, the more popular he's going to get. Because here's the deal.
You don't care. That's the
They already
Hold on,
have.
Tacky.
They
Hold on,
already
attacking.
have the.
Let him finish.
I'm sorry. All right, they already have the story. The story that on Trump's on the documents that Trump has. It's Crossfire Hurricane. He declassified them. That's proof. There's already proof on that. You won't
It's
even
not about
listen to that. You won't even
classification, but
bother.
go
It
on.
doesn't matter if
All
they're
right, right,
classified or not.
right.
He can't have them.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It matters because they're not classified. He has documents that are not classified,
Oh my
and they
God,
just don't
Marty.
want the American people to know what the documents are. There's proof that it is declassified.
So
Okay.
where are you
Now,
going with
as
this,
far as
Tacky?
anything else goes, when it comes to the cocaine found in the White House, all
Oh
these
my
other things going
God.
against
Oh
Biden, and they're
Lord,
not
leave me
prosecuting any of that
alone.
crap,
That was
that
that
makes
happened
it all.
about
Conservative,
visiting
The
can you
more they
America.
prosecute
indict,
a
the
sitting
more the more
conservative?
popular
Can
he'll
you
get. I
prosecute
gotta
a
go.
sitting
Goodbye.
president?
Let him go.
Can you, yeah, let him go. That's
Yeah,
just.
he's silly.
And no, you can't prosecute a sitting president.
All right.
And conservative, may I recommend some Midol?
Yeah.
And
I think he's got some cramping going on there.
Oh my God.
Amen.
Jesus Christ.
But
This is
as far as the documents that were found, and I'm sure some of y'all may know this or not, but you know what happens when you Xerox copy classified documents like that?
Mm.
Do y'all
Actually, not.
there's borders. There's borders that are made.
Yeah.
Okay. And as far as what April was saying, and Swervin, I know Swervin knows this. And as far as what April was saying, April was dead on. Those documents belong to the National Archives until the National Archives release them.
Yeah.
They don't belong to anybody else but the National Archives.
Yeah.
And the fact that he spoke on something and the National Archive turned around and goes, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. that was part of such and such document. Let's go look for this. And then they couldn't find it. And then, lo and behold, I don't have them. 2 years later. Oh, yeah, by the way, I do have them. That's a problem. That's problematic. You cannot compare apples to oranges. Biden, when they said Biden and Pence had documents, oh, okay, well, here you go.
They
Trump,
cooperated.
no, I didn't have them. I didn't have them for 2 years. Lied for 2 years. And it took somebody coming in his house and going, oh, those are the documents right there, but you said you didn't have them. That's a problem. That's problematic. Extremely problematic. And the fact that you even you went in there and start talking about DOD, Department of Defense documents to other people, to other countries. That is very problematic. You have exposed the Department of Defense, the entire Department of Defense, for what it is.
Amen.
And Swervin, I know as former military, as far as myself, that is deplorable.
And I want to add for the audience one little footnote. I want you folks listening to make note that all these Democrats, listen to their voices, listen to their demeanor. They're calm. They're rational. They're not hyper. They're not speaking so fast that they can't, they don't sound stressed out. They're just presenting facts.
No,
go ahead, Corbin.
It's deplorable. It's disgusting to me, being a military member, that we had a sitting president that would do that. That person went in and they compromised the Department of Defense. The one thing that keeps this country safe. You have made the Department of Defense look like a laughingstock.
Thank you.
And go to Executive Order 13526 that Obama wrote. It's a 3.1, and it'll tell you how it's laid out to declassify documents. This case is not predicated on the declassifications of the documents.
No.
Shall we say that 5 more times so they get it?
How are you doing, champ?
Let me add
Hey,
this.
Swervin, how are you, sweetheart?
Because what we want to make sure folks understand is President Biden is not the problem. It's Donald Trump.
Correct. You can't have it. It would be anybody who did something like that. They would be the problem. Anybody. And it doesn't matter what position they sat in. If you sat there and you, in a sense, gave up secrets or gave up any information on how the military does anything, you are a problem.
So let me add this if I can, okay? Because I am someone, and I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm back home.
Back home, right?
Good. I'm glad.
Yep. I'm home today. I'm sitting in the fortress of solid truth. So that's where I am today. So I'm happy to be here with you guys and girls.
That's great. That is wonderful.
Thank you for the subscription. Let's go.
What I wanted to add is, yes, does the president have the right to declassify documents? Yes, he does. He or she does. However, there's a process that must be gone through. That the originator of the document has declassified the document. If the originator of the document has not declassified the document, it is not declassified. Simply because the president says that they declassified something, okay, we are well beyond the Presidential Records Act. Okay, as Attacking mentioned a minute ago. This is not a case predicated on the Presidential Records Act. This is a case predicated on the Espionage Act.
Correct.
Okay. So we have gone well beyond the Presidential Records Act. So you can miss me with that garbage. Okay. It is done. Even he violated the Presidential Records Act. He had no right to those documents. He cannot just think about declassifying something and it happens.
No.
Remember when he tried to declassify documents related to John F. Kennedy?
Right.
Yes.
And it didn't work out too good, did it? Because the process was gone through and they said, no, we're not going to declassify this.
I think, Swervin, I also think that they forget.
Truth of it. I had so many requests come across my desk from the White House of William Jefferson Clinton, Billy Clinton, Slick Willie, as some of us know him, to declassify documents. And I had to forward that off to the originator, see if it could be redacted and declassified, and then go from there. Okay? So the president can declassify the documents, but the process has to be gone through. He never went through that process with those documents, plain and simple.
Correct.
So this is why we have gone well beyond the Presidential Records Act.
And there's no proof either that he declassified them. They have to be scrubbed of any and all pertinent information that could put people, places, and things in jeopardy.
Correct. That's called redaction. And people, I don't think some people understand, Swervin. There's documents from like the 60s that have never been declassified.
Right. Yep.
Actually, there's documents that they cannot even bring into court because they're so highly classified.
Exactly.
And Donald Trump was sitting there with documents that were well above his security clearance. Okay, so when we talk about these documents and they try to say, well, why wasn't Joe Biden's house raided?
Tell him.
It wasn't raided, but he called the FBI to come and search it.
Yep.
Right. Oh, by the way,
he gave up everything right away. He didn't sit there for 18 or 19 months and try to stall NARA, and then he tried to blackmail NARA by saying, if you give me, I'll give you some of these documents if you give me all the documents related to the Russian collusion investigation.
Correct.
No, that's not how it works.
By the way, Puff, if you're still in the room, you can't have it both ways. Donald Trump on audio tape said, look at these documents. Look at this. If I was president, I could have declassified them, and I'm not. I can't. He didn't say at the time when he's talking to those people that he's holding up a magazine or a schematic to a golf course. He didn't bring that stuff up until after the audio tape was brought out, shown and listened to, and then he's on other shows saying, oh, it was just newspapers. It was just a magazine. Oh, it was a schematic to my golf course.
I mean,
screaming about how it was just bravado. It was me being braggadocious.
Okay, why can't they just admit that this man has diarrhea of the mouth, and he tells it himself every time he opens it?
Because he won't admit he's got diarrhea of the butt, even though there's pictures of it.
Can you say snap?
I mean, honestly, I have never seen a person that tells himself so many times in one interview that, I mean, literally you can count it. He sat there, what's his name, during this interview, and told on himself the entire time. The same person who started the Watergate investigation, you ran your mouth to that person too. So you can't keep your mouth shut. National secrets are national secrets.
They have always said, you put Donald Trump in front of a camera and a mic and give him a microphone, he's going to tell himself every single fucking time.
Exactly.
Sorry.
He did, and exactly what he did. And he did
he's going to tell himself, and this is what Republicans do. These are the dumbest criminals I've ever seen in my life. These would never have lasted 10 minutes in Al Capone's organization.
Oh, good no.
Because they're always getting caught on a hot mic. They're always getting caught saying something, especially when you have people around you who are recording everything that you say, and you know they're there because you asked them to be there.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then you get all surprised when these things get leaked out.
Yeah.
You're like, you have to come up with an excuse, and you have 15 to 25 people on TV trying to walk back what you just said.
But here's the thing.
That is just absolutely ignorant to me.
That's why he can't keep any lawyers.
You asked for the
interview. He keeps running his mouth.
Yeah.
But you asked
2 minutes. We got 2 minutes. And then
Zeus,
2 minutes and counting.
Zeus, I just want to point something out. I just want to point something out, Zeus. You've had several people up here use the F word, and you complained about me saying balls.
I caught Swervin.
But the thing is he asked
and I'll be honest, Attacking, you come in already with a few strikes, all right? You come in already.
I did apologize.
I know.
He asked for the interview and then ran his mouth. So who do you blame? Do you blame the interviewer or do you blame the person being interviewed?
Oh, we blame Trump.
Yeah.
That's exactly. You can't blame the person coming in and you asked to interview you. And here you are running your mouth. You got diarrhea of the lungs. You cannot do that. You have to take responsibility for what you have done. He needs to take responsibility, and that's all anybody in this live is asking for. That he take responsibility. Stop throwing other people under the bus and be the one that goes in the bus yourself.
I want to ask this question because I've heard that Jack Smith,
he's deranged.
I've heard that Jack is getting ready to also release an indictment for New Jersey for documents that were there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any truth in that? Because I haven't gone and looked at it.
Those are the ones that supersede. Those are the ones that are going to supersede the ones he's already gotten from Florida.
No, there's a superseding one but then there could be the one out in New Jersey at Bedminster because that's where they're saying he actually, we heard him on the tape, shared the information, and he shouldn't have did it, right? But
Because they're talking about these new ones from Jersey are the ones that's supposed to supersede what he's already had.
Clean. Yes.
And one quick footnote.
Want to keep it clean.
Fani
One quick footnote.
Supposedly coming with her indictments or her list next month.
From Georgia? Yes.
Yeah, August.
A
Well,
quick
what about
footnote.
Arizona? I thought something
Well,
happened.
yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Quick footnote. Jack Smith can not only bring in Arizona, he can bring in the fake electors. He can bring in what happened on January 6th. He can also bring in Georgia. Basically everything that's encompassed in those things right there, he can charge on a federal level.
Correct.
I love it. Well, listen up, everyone. I gotta run. All right.
Well, Zeus, hold on one second, brother, before you go.
Uh-oh.
Can we get the Jack Smith theme song real quick?
Oh, okay.
Yes,
all
please.
right, ladies and gentlemen. You're right.
Zeus dropping truth bombs across the lab.
His family is a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. But he's a harasser and an abuser. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. Donald Trump is indicted and they take him.
Coming!
He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can. And he's a Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. Harassing his wife.
Republicans, get those meat pads ready.
Scarlett, you missed Snuggles earlier.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take Trump one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Love it, Zeus. I love it, brother. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm just glad to see you out of the hospital, Swervin.
Yeah.
Back at home.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's good to be home.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, listen. Oh, guess what? I think Yazzie wants to say something to you, Swervin.
Oh, hey, Yazzie.
Well, before we get up out of here, Yazzie, how are you doing?
Good. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, wow. Listen to that. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Let me get myself together.
We got visuals.
Only if I was as handsome as you. Only if I was as good looking as you, Zeus.
You know what? Let me turn my
that.
camera on since Yazzie turned hers on. I've shaved. I'm all nice and clean shaven now.
Oh, my. What do we got
nice.
Oh, my God.
I like what I see. I like what I see.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just wanted to give googly eyes to Zeus.
You're too kind. Thank you, Yazzie.
So handsome,
I'm a little chip off the old block.
Honest, humble, and so handsome.
Don't
let them tell you any different. No blasphemy in Zeus's kingdom.
Oh my God!
No lies.
Yes, to make that man's head any bigger than it already is.
Exactly.
What is that?
Yeah, that's me. That's for some reason that's what happened with the Hulk.
Sorry, Swervin, you look so good. Swervin, you look so good. I'm so happy to see you doing well. How are you? Can you turn? Things?
Can I turn? Which way?
Your fingers were hurting. Can you turn your hands?
No, my hands unfortunately are still jacked up.
Oh, poor thing.
I have no dexterity in my hands. Like when I try to straighten them out, it's a big struggle for me to try to straighten my fingers out and get them together.
No side effects from large steroids. You're not having large side effects from large doses of steroids. A lot of people get, No,
I'm not having. It's the weirdest thing. Medicine doesn't really affect me like it does most people. I'm not having any kind of side effect from the steroids or any of the other medications that I've been taking. So I'm doing okay. It'll be more steroids coming down the road and a thoracic surgery and getting staples pulled from my leg and my ankle. And there's a lot of stuff that I have to go through over the next few days.
You're tough. You've suffered a long time, I'm sure. It's tough. I can't even imagine. I've never had anything wrong with me other than being a living donor, and that was enough. That was enough.
Right.
I'm so glad that you were doing better. I'm glad to not see you in the hospital, laying up in the hospital bed looking just like...
Look at that handsome Zeus. Woo.
Oh my God.
We're a little hot. It's getting hot in here.
All right. Well, listen.
So I just want to say hi, guys.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you, Yazzie. I appreciate you.
yeah, we
You
appreciate
look
you.
good.
It's just good to see you not in a hospital bed.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Right?
you. It's
That's
good.
how I
It's
feel
good.
too.
Actually being able to be at home and being, being with family.
Hello.
I know everybody was worried about you, regardless of which side of the aisle they were on. I know people were worried.
I talked to quite a few people from the other side of the aisle who came in and gave me well wishes, and it just let me know that there's still some humanity left out there.
Right.
And for those individuals to come in, because we have had some intense
Tumultuous.
debates with some of these individuals that I've talked to, but to see them come into my lives and give me well wishes and stuff like that, it just let me know that we can put aside our political grievances and just come together as human beings and say, you know what, I don't agree with you politically, but I really don't want anything to happen to you. I really hope you get better.
Yes,
Right.
And
exactly.
to me, what's more important than anything else.
Exactly.
So no steak yet, Zeus? No tomahawk steak?
He's got to get his tomahawk soon. I mean, come on now.
Snuggles is here. Snuggles, where's my steak?
He's
If
got to get
y'all
that
want,
tomahawk.
if y'all come to Colorado, I will take you to was it Bighorn Steakhouse? Pretty good.
All right.
Let me
You heard
know.
that. I might have to do that. All right. And
Oh,
if that happens, Snuggles will be paying for it. All right.
I
oh,
live in
Snuggles,
a land of steak.
Snuggles
Okay.
Snuggles, be
doesn't have to.
honest. You're thriving with
I
Biden.
don't want Snuggles around for anything. We don't need anything, okay?
I live in a land of steaks. I mean, you can always come to Texas.
I just want him to send the money. Can we at least get him to pay to pick up the tab, right?
Yes.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real
Wasting
quick.
my time.
And if Snuggles is still in here,
he's here.
He is.
I will say that Snuggles was one of those folks that came into my life and offered me well wishes. Even though we've had some intense debates,
Definitely.
we've had some very intense conversations. I was very thankful and happy to see Snuggles come in and give me those well wishes, because again, that was one of those times that I could see we put aside our political difference and we just saw the humanity of what was going on. It was that came in that I had good conversations with. And, it doesn't always have to be about politics. It can be about humanity. No. It can be about just offering someone well wishes. I found out, I talked to Mama Cat for probably 2 hours. Right. And I found out a lot about her and her background and where she's coming from. And I started to understand a little bit more, so it just gave me that hope that we can still put aside our political difference and just come together as a nation, as a country, and say, here's what's best, here's how we move forward.
Exactly.
Right, but that other side is taking rights away from humans. I mean, but that other side is taking human rights away. I mean,
no, I know.
We can't let sugarcoat that because it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
You got to watch it.
People are dying.
Yeah, so you got to think about this. You got the Gen Xers that are coming in. I mean, sorry, Gen Zers that are coming in, and there are many of them that come on this platform, and they are out for blood when it comes to like what's going on in government. They are truly out for blood because it's their rights that ultimately that are going to be gone.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
I think what we're going to do is, in light of Swervin's kind words to Snuggles, ask Snuggles to change his name to Snuggle Bear and stop the lies. All right? Snuggles, can you stop the lies? All right. Well, listen, I do got to run, everyone. It was a great live. I don't know how we got so many people in the box. I normally only do one at a time.
You were being kind today.
I was being generous. MAGA Slayer, thank you for doing what you did, my good friend.
No problem, buddy.
I hope you're going to upload this because the nurse I'm training just left. I'm like, I didn't get to, so I'm just catching.
Oh, yeah, it will be uploaded to the YouTube.
Good.
For usual.
I'm just trying to protect it for the future of my niece. They deserve that. Look at them. Aren't they so cute?
Yeah.
Yes, I can't see them though. I wish I could, but if they're chip off the old block, I know.
They're big now. They're big for the baby pictures. So, see you guys. Thank you, Susan.
See ya.
Good to see you, most Triple H.
Good talk, guys. Very, very good talk. Dropping truth napalm
As
across
always, thank you for having
America.
me up in the kingdom. I appreciate
Thank you,
being
Dave.
above the truth. You have a great evening, Zeus, and I will see you later, my brother. This is how I roll when I'm walking like Zeus. Zeus.
This is what I do when you guys aren't looking. I'm all. Hey, what do you look like the roll? Put your guys' pretty faces out. I want to see you guys.
Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the God, boy, you such a douche. You had to be impatient, but you had to light my fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a
I'm just here to look at you,
I'm
Zeus.
the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome.
Are you singing
That's why they
to
call
me?
me Zeus. This is how I move. I like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my move when I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. So God, I call me Zeus. I'm running in Hades and I'm running down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment. Now I gotta choose. If you play around my love, then you guarantee to lose. I ain't nothing in my rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof.
What's Snuggle saying? Is he jealous?
Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hated on the God, boy, you such a douche. Try to be patient, but you had to like abuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose.
Have a good one, buddy.
I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my move when I'm moving like Zeus. You're thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus.
I'm the goddess of God, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready down the groove with this heat. Sound line on the beat, hitting hard like Bruce. Lord Reed on the beat. Better call the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I can dance and box in the jungle like a kangaroo. Don't get caught flipping in the woods or you'll be dead like a
On the beat like Zeus. RMC on the beat. Yeah, you heard about Reed. Thank you.
Good night.
It's Zeus.
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great bad. They take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
That's right. We're all Trump haters over here. And it's okay. Oh, my goodness.